All right, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have a very special guest. Mr. Geoff McFetridge is with us. How are you, dude?
I'm really good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much for coming, dude. We appreciate you. I'm excited because we were saying before the show that my favorite episodes are BTS people, behind the scenes, team managers, filmers, photographers, artists like yourself, and we'll get into it, but you've done some of the most iconic Girl and Chocolate. I'm going to say chocolate.
Yeah, more so.
Yeah, more chocolate.
Graphics and stuff from Mouse that we're going to get into that I'm blown away, and I'm so excited to talk to you about it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better about being on your podcast. You know?
Great. I'm just letting the listeners and viewers know that they are in for a treat today if they are fans of graphics and, of course, Girl and Chocolate and Mouse.
Yes.
So let's get right into Mouse. No, I'm just kidding. How's everything? What's your daily, are you working on projects at the moment? Do you constantly work on projects? What's your daily vibe? Or is it just project by project? Or
I mean, my daily vibe, I'm definitely constantly working on projects.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I have a studio, an art studio, and there's nobody else in it. So if I'm not there, nothing gets done. So it's
well, you're the artist.
I have no minions.
No receptionist.
No.
Yeah, okay.
So since early days till now, there's been zero growth in my operation.
Okay.
So which is kind of cool.
Now,
keeps me busy.
I was gonna say, do you like having nobody there, or do you just like being a one-man band, so to speak, or would you like some help, or how does that work?
No, I love doing it all. Okay. I mean, I to be honest, for the past 10 years, I've had an assistant. So, but I've never had someone, I have an assistant who my last assistant was a musician, he wasn't a visual person or a designer or something.
Okay.
So it's nice to have some help, but even that, I kind of, I'm back now to being the guy who responds to all the emails and goes to the post office. And I kind of love that. I think the slowness of an operation for someone who, I really do have a lot. I sort of have two careers. I'm work as an artist and then do projects. So theoretically it's someone else should go to the post office. But I think there's something to the craftsmanship of doing everything.
Start to completion.
Right, if you're building a canoe or something,
then I just
you want to be
finish it.
That's not fun. I'm not gonna do the varnish. It's no, you want to be the guy who's I'm gonna write the address on the box that the canoe gets shipped on.
Right.
So this is all terrible business, but
if you enjoy it's great. You know?
That's
So you've been an independent contractor, I guess you would say, the whole time?
I don't call myself an independent contractor, but I've been independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that technically is what I mean, but I know. Because you never worked for a specific brand.
Yeah. No, I never really had a job. I mean, I
joined
had
the club.
Well, you worked
in
for
LA fashion.
You worked for chocolate, but you just helped out with certain designs.
Yeah.
And stuff like
No,
that.
I was supposed to. A big turning point in my life was I had a job at a very small design agency where I was basically I was out of college. I'd gone to Cal Arts and worked for, it felt like a long time, but it was probably a year, 6 months, and saving money to buy a computer. And I got offered, I basically got hired at Girl to be part of the art dump, be an in-house guy. And I quit my job. And I remember sitting at my desk, I'd cleaned off my desk, taken all my stuff out of it. And then I got a call, on a landline, because this is before cell phones. And it was Andy from Girl saying that they sort of panicked and decided they couldn't hire me.
Oh. Wow.
Which, in retrospect, it's now knowing, for me, it was Girl Chocolate, this huge operation. But now being an an adult and a business owner or whatever.
Yeah,
You know, you go like,
yeah.
they were probably stressing like, oh, we're going to hire another graphics person full time.
This was early on,
This
right?
was
This was
early
like
on.
93, 94?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So I
taking
guess-
on another salary for sure.
Yeah, like that would be a huge, like, to grow the art department when you're sort of like, let's just make Andy do more stuff, you know?
Yeah, we got the guy.
Yeah, we have a guy.
Right. And then we can do, what do they call it when they outsource, right?
Outsource,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just to get a couple graphics
Yeah.
going and stuff.
So that was like the last like job I ever had. And then I
Okay.
was supposed to work at Girl, which would have been crazy.
That
I
would've
mean,
been
I don't
insane.
know.
You could have still been there.
Yeah, exactly. Just me and Andy there. Like I'd have a really good parking spot, you know. I'd live in Torrance.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, you're an artist. You could have painted your name on the parking block.
I definitely would.
Yeah. But how did that even come about? Because did you know Spike Jonze before Girl or Chocolate, or did you meet him during Girl or Chocolate? Like, what was the?
No, I mean,
That
I knew those guys in my world were famous guys.
Sure.
You know, they were the master cluster. And this is like why, I have kids, like I have a kid in college, and like the important part of going to college is like you might meet somebody, like you go to college and it's like, I mean, it's a great experience or whatever. But what happened when I went to Cal Arts, which is sort of ironic, is I definitely learned a way to work. Like I learned about becoming like a conceptual like designer
okay.
and I created like a template for working. But the other thing that happened is I met, there was only a few people that skated. And so I skated with the other guys that skated. There was probably like 5 guys. One of them was Bucky Fukumoto. One of them was Johannes Gamble.
Amazing.
Wow.
And then the other people I was going to school with, Kevin Lyons and Michael Leone. So Michael Leone.
Okay.
So I would go skating. Like Kevin Lyons didn't skate, but he was like my good friend and my studio mate. And then Michael Leone rips. Bucky was really, so we all skated together.
Wow.
And so like that's like in retrospect, it's like, okay, I was learning, like definitely like Cal Arts was really important to me. But then my life hinged on these individuals, these
Right.
just like really cool guys. So Bucky worked at Girl. I guess I should tell people like, so Bucky, he had a job at Girl.
Okay.
What was his job?
He did like production.
Okay,
Like
okay.
sort of art but he would do series. Like, I mean, like if you worked in the art department, like they produce so many series.
Right.
So like, Bucky would do a whole series himself so working in the art department was like a big responsibility.
Sure.
And then Kevin, who I also went to, he went on to sort of build 4-star. And then Michael Leone really like took over, he was a big factor there, and then went on to do Rasa Libre. And he did, I mean, Michael Leone's done tons of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But
for sure.
but they sort of, but before they were there, just Bucky was there. And he grew up in Los Angeles. So he called me in to show my portfolio to Andy Jenkins. And so to meet Andy Jenkins for me was crazy.
Right.
Like it was like I'd been following his work since Homeboy and Dirt.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I sort of knew his work from BMX, but I never BMX'd. But stuff that was, from my childhood.
Yeah. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Super nice
Yeah,
guy.
super
And I think a
nice.
lot of people, like in the behind the scenes art guys world, I think a lot of people, like he's helped so many people,
For
he's
sure.
brought in so many people. But also, I think
with
someone
Johannes.
like Bucky Fukumoto, who worked there, like he was instrumental in bringing in all these people from Cal Arts, which turned out to be, that was like a really it was like a cool influence on skateboarding, bringing in these sort of sophisticated, design people who were
Right.
into that art department.
Were you at that time paying attention to graphics that were going on in skateboarding?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd been, I started skateboarding in the era of like my first board was a Sims flagship, like I'd been skating for a long time at that point. And I was still, like, I remember, like when I went, I was in grad school. So I did undergrad in Canada. And then, so I was at college for grad school. And I was still like very involved in skateboarding, but had I had sort of exited this idea of like paying attention to pro skateboarding or anything. Like I just skateboarded. I was doing some work or whatever, but no, that's so chancing it, like the company that I chanced into having a connection with, that it was like sort of like the raddest company. It's like that's very me. Like I'm very lucky, you know, in that way.
But it's also nice not to know about skateboard graphics and stuff at the time, because you kind of like maybe get caught in like what everybody else is doing and kind of maybe try to like align with other companies. Maybe
you come from a fresh perspective in a sense of how your art can be displayed in that sense.
I mean, I was, you know, not a egoist, but I was very much like, oh well, I'm just gonna do, like, I never proposed anything that wasn't just like my art.
Right.
Like I and it's like I don't know if I had a big ego, but I just felt like, oh, the best I have to give is something personal. So I would take stuff basically out of my sketchbook or something I was passionate about and propose it.
Okay.
And so often it was like sort of irreverent and also irrelevant, you know, like, so like, you know, but
I have some gumballs that I drew.
like exactly. I mean, it would be just like weird. Like I remember one series near the end, like I had one that was like, oh, it's going to be called The Last Poets. It was for, you know, Chocolate. And it was like this idea of like, you know, there's, you know, famous, you know, Last Poets, it's like a famous group. And, but I was like, oh, and so I would wrote poems. So like the boards were just going to be poems, which is like, oh, cool idea. Like terrible idea. Like, you know, like, oh, that's cool.
Who breaks it down to you that it's a terrible idea?
Well, Andy. So so this is the era of the facts.
He's like, no.
So I would fax that and be like, this is a great idea. It'll be like concrete poetry and like typography, you know, but really poems.
Like long,
like short poems. Short poems written by a graphic designer, you know. So like, and you know, meanwhile they're like, no, how about like a logo series or like something that actually sells, but
or maybe something relatable to that writer. But so what? That's the process, right? Especially back then, we're talking about fax machines and stuff. So you would come up with a concept, fax it to Andy. He would then kind of like get the ball going. He would either turn it down or say, let's explore this.
Yes. Yeah.
How far sometimes would the exploration go? Would it dead end sometimes, or would it carry through? If he greenlit something, would it carry through the end, or 50-50?
I mean most stuff like in the world, in like my world still, like you sort of have to make 10 things to make one thing.
Sure. Okay.
And the key is sort of always like making sure like you like all those things. So like, because you don't want to have to do the one that you like, or like, well, they might like this, I don't. You know, so
now I'm stuck with 10 boards I got to do with this.
10 that with a theme that you're not into.
Right.
Right. So like, so if I would propose weird ones out of the blue, it was very low odds.
Okay.
He would like them. But most of the, like the, you know, I mean, I don't know who's, like, I know like the candy series I did, like that was them like saying like, oh, we should do one with candy. Okay. So I knew that was going to happen.
That's the Milton.
Right. Yeah, the malted
Miltons and stuff like that. And do we have you the...
Oh, you conceptualized Chico sticks before Chico sticks even came out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Did you draw it for them first and then send it in? Or did you just propose the idea of the...
So they would say like, candy. Okay. Like, I don't know. They were sitting around. I mean, they had to come up with so many ideas. Right. And then I would draw them out. So I drew those. I did like ink drawings. Okay. And then I crumpled them up. So that's the aspect of that series that is like sort of unusual, was that I made it like trash. So that's like some of the original. So I would draw these. I drew these. And then this is a fax. So this is like me faxing like, oh, you want to do candy? Here's different ways we can do candy. So so it's like graphic bits coming out of a crumpled candy bar. This one that's all foil. And then the bottom is just like repeated, like the graphic repeated.
When you're showing people stuff like that top one, right? It's like, it's basically what you said. It's a crumpled up thing with squares of paper. It's nothing really. Yeah. Are you scared to send stuff like that? Because like, you're like, this is just an idea, guys. This is not the graphic.
When you say it like that, I mean, it's like,
but you know what I mean? No, I feel like, like if I want to show somebody something, I got to like really tell them like, hey, this is not fine. This by any means, this is just an idea.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, this is the thing. The beauty, so when you're like working as like an artist, the key is like you just have to work for good people. So you're delivering to Andy. I'm not delivering to some person, like a corporate overlord, or
somebody that doesn't even understand
Rick.
art.
Like, like
Rick could be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, Rick could be like, "It looks like kind of quick. Like it's just quick,
right?
Is he gonna do it better?
Like, dude, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, this is weird. No, but so like Andy, like that's why Andy is such an important person, because you sort of deliver based on who you're delivering to. You know.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, that's my.
Oh, is it time to eat?
Get ready for 9 Club?
Yeah. Time to go home.
I'm not late for dinner.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so working with Andy, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like, so someone like, and that, that continues to how I work today. Like when I get called to do a project, I'm paying really close attention to the conversations I'm having with the people as they're asking me to do a project, because I know, like, invariably, like I deliver based on like the conversation I'm going to have with the people, or like what you can present to someone.
Right.
And I think like it is like, so like that, like you say like, oh, were you self-conscious about like sending the thing with like the graphic thing? And at this time, and still, like I was interested in doing stuff that was like really simple, and also like on the edge of cheap. Like I loved silkscreen.
Okay.
I loved how tactile boards were.
Yeah.
But I also loved, like sort of like ephemera, or things like I don't know, garage sale posters, or
right.
things that were like everything that's silkscreen, like some of the, like candy wrapping or something, like the simplicity of it. Like I was like avoiding creating a sort of like, I guess, stuff that like had an air of sophistication. Like I wanted things to look like basically like anyone could do them.
Okay.
But I was doing at the same time like trying to be creative.
Yeah.
And like do something that like no one would do.
It's interesting too, because like, so we're looking at this is the board, this is the concept, this is the facts, right? Then you kind of like get into a little bit more. Okay, Keenan Milton maybe could be, and then you start to like really like. Then you get into this Miltons, and like you're chasing it down. You're getting it. What is it called? You're buttoning it up, refining it.
It's coming to life.
And then you end up
terminology
with this. Oh, they could be like
getting pretty real,
right? And then realness,
the actual board. So.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like it's process, right? So like I believe in like that each step, like I mean it's writing the names on the envelopes, like start to finish, and things happen, discovering things along the way. It's like in that way, I think in design, like you're also accepting notes. So as I'm showing things, like I think for me it's like I really like showing things to people. Like I'll show it like to my family or to a friend or to a client, and you get these sort of responses. And then you end up with something that's like better, like a little bit. So you're doing something that's like better than you could imagine it, but at the same time, you're sort of staying true to how you imagined it. Like that is like it's crumpled, it's hand done. I'm using the computer. Like at this point, I'm sort of like learned how to use the computer in a way that it's like sort of invisible. It's less, you sense the computer less.
Well, this is all hand drawn.
Yeah, but scanned,
of
cleaned,
course, there
and
is
made the separations.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it came from a hand drawing.
Yes.
Which nowadays you don't even need that. You could do it all on a computer.
But I still do everything by hand.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying, like, in general, graphic designers can start and finish it. But it must be cool too. I love the aspect of creating, because you took this thing, drew it on paper, to this tangible item that you could hold in your hand and skate.
Yeah. No,
that's pretty rad.
Yeah. No, it's so, and then it has like, then it ends up, beyond that, it's like you go into a shop and it's on the wall.
You go to a skate park, somebody's riding the board. That's almost like you're pro at that point. Because
pretty much.
When you're
do you want me to sign that?
We would love to. But when you're a pro skater, that's the, you walk in the shop, there's a board. But then when you see somebody skating your own board out there in the wild.
How often?
Every day it happens. No, just no, but you do see it nowadays. I mean, you're lucky if you see it. There's so many skaters, so many boards out there. But
so you would just go back and forth through fax the entire time on these graphics?
Like this is like before email could handle. I mean, I only know this, like we should preface like that, like I have all my files in my studio. So I found this folder that just says girl, and I pulled it out and just scanned all. That's what those things are. So I saved all the, because when you fax something, you keep it. It goes through, so people don't know what a fax machine is.
Please explain.
Some people might not.
A fax machine. It feeds it through and sends an image, but you still have the fax. So I thought it was sort of funny. Like I saved all those
You
things.
archived them all. That's pretty rad, though.
Yeah. Because at what point when am I going to throw that out?
Of course.
Because it's hilarious. Like there's notes. He would write notes like, oh, this or that, or
that's what I was going to ask. Like he's giving you, hey, like fix this or update this maybe, or is he kind of giving you his idea of what you should keep going towards?
Yeah, so we'd talk on the phone, or he'd fax it back and be like, no, this, not this, and then he would also show the team. I mean, at some point, the team would have to approve, and so different people would get involved or not. And but yeah, like it is interesting. There's this moment. These are all these moments. Like, so this is a moment where like I had an email address, but it wasn't sturdy enough to handle sending images. You know, like there was no way to send this stuff. Which is hard to believe.
So crazy,
So
big files.
Big files were a nightmare. Yeah.
Wait, so you had to? Did you send the things in or the drawings in, and then the writers would take a look at it and approve?
So they would look at the facts.
Yeah,
probably just to make. I think it was
more
more
like.
What
the writers do, or Carol and Rick? Rick would
seem like Rick would.
I feel like every time I'd go into Girl, this is before. I mean, we're talking 93, 94 right here. But what year was the 96 maybe?
Well, this was 96.
96. Okay.
Good job.
So, but I'd always go when I'd go into the Girl. Every time I'd go into Girl, Rick's office on the floor would be these printouts of like every graphic,
Sick.
So maybe like when the writers would come in, he'd ask like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" or whatever. But I feel like it was kind of like Rick and Andy.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. I would get feedback once in a while. I mean, I definitely I feel like different. Like Keenan was involved more. Like I think people were more involved. Than,
certain individuals were.
No
doubt.
But I think you also could. I think also like I think the production, like, because there was also like they would do the guide, the buyer's guide or whatever.
Oh God!
So it's a nightmare.
the wall ride.
Yeah. So
huge.
then you would have to.
It's like a book.
It's like a book. I mean, I don't even have one. That's something I don't have. But which is weird. But you'd have to. It would front load all this work that then you'd have to do before. Before this stuff would go into production. So they would mock everything up. So Andy'd be frantically mocking up whole seasons of tees and boards, which is, it's hard to believe that's because there was so much production. It was like each board is like a world unto itself. Like each board at that time was like a piece of art, and then the next, for every rider, and then multiple.
And then sometimes you had the one-off boards, which was just like an individual board that Jerron would have or I would have, which is its own graphic. Then you would have like the boards that connect. Did you ever do any of the connection boards?
Okay. I think Evan sort of invented.
He did all the landscape ones where we're at a bar, which is amazing to be a part of that. Evan Heacox is incredible.
Amazing.
Definitely.
And then
has he been on? No.
We wish. And then we'd have they'd have like the series boards where like the candy stuff. Motorcycles, cars, license plates, they'd all connect.
And then they run out of stuff, and then that was over.
Yeah.
Did you know something special was happening at that time?
Oh, look.
I mean, I was pretty, look at that.
Digital version.
Yeah, see, that looks like my type, but that maybe was my type.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I did. I mean, because it was like, there was also like, Girl and Chocolate was also part of a larger cultural thing happening. Like, there was Extra Large, there was Grand Royal and the Beastie Boys, there was, and then Spike. I hadn't even met Spike when I started doing this work. I hadn't met Spike. He was more like like a legend because he had gone on and he was like full speed ahead into directing.
Yeah, the movie
and so
industry.
it's like there was so much happening, and you definitely knew like. Yeah, I ignored the rest of skateboarding. See, that's all stuff done by Bucky.
Okay.
Like this is stuff that like Bucky was doing in house. I'm making that up actually. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
But you could see
he did
his
one that
style,
looked just
right?
like
Okay,
it's like his
okay.
style. Yeah, it's sort of decorative.
Gotcha. Bucky's watching this like, what the fuck is this guy talking
Just
about?
making
That's not
stuff
me.
up,
Yeah,
man. I wasn't even there.
I hated that series. It's not mine.
That's my enemy.
That's my enemy. But yeah, I always thought the girl. Sorry, what were you saying? Where were you? I was.
Oh, like did
The
I realize
special
it was
time.
important? Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was a really yeah. I mean, it was clearly there was just tons of cool stuff happening, but at the same time, even though I wasn't that young, like I was like, I guess maybe immature. Like I didn't know what was going on. I was just like producing stuff. I was at the same time, I'm sort of starting my own career, my own studio. So like what happened was when I didn't get hired by Andy, when he told me I wasn't hired, so then I had no job. He made up for it by saying like, I'm going to introduce you to Lumen. He's the new editor of Grand Royal magazine.
Okay.
So the next day, Mark Lumen came to my bedroom in West Hollywood, and we sat in front of my new computer, which I just bought, and I showed him a bunch of work, and he hired me as the art director for Grand Royal magazine,
Oh,
which
wow.
was
Okay.
the Beastie Boys magazine.
Wow.
Like the raddest magazine I'd ever seen. And then I'm meeting the other person in the master cluster, Mark Lumen, and he was just taking over Grand Royal. So this is whatever, Friday, and then I'm working at Girl. Then by Saturday, I'm working for the Beastie Boys, and like these like life changes that like, but that's what I mean. Like I was just like a young guy, and I didn't know what, I was just like, okay, like just kind of going with it. And
Just happy-go-lucky.
and
Could you do work for both? Like if they were like, "Hey, do you want to do a
so
series?"
I worked.
and
So
you would-
while I was doing all this,
yeah.
I was like delivering series. I was going down. I would, go to Torrance and present stuff to, and that was
Grand Royal.
Grand Royal magazine.
Oh, so you go down to Girl.
Yeah, and present
Gotcha.
stuff in
Okay.
person. And
That's cool.
So wait, were you still in school while all this was happening, or was this like the end
no,
of
I
school?
graduated.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I graduated. Yeah.
This is their mag. Was this in your time or no?
Yeah, so that's like,
Okay.
that's Spike. I just gave these photos back to Spike, actually. That series of photos are like it's tiny to see, but that's Sophia took this, I guess it's a motor drive sequence of Spike jumping off the hotel pool.
Okay.
And it was such a beautiful thing, and I mean, they're divorced or whatever, but
Sure.
like that's like great. I just wanted him to have them.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oops,
it's really.
I messed up.
Yeah, so that's about jumping off of hotel roofs. Yeah, so this was me laying it out. This
Gotcha.
was me learning that I'm like terrible at layout. I mean, this was like a nightmare.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
but
Is this
really
the first time you
fun.
like worked on a magazine in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, I always thought like I would, as I like invented this job for myself, like I thought like, oh, I'll do, like I didn't know what being a graphic designer was, but my friend Carradine.
Oh, there you go.
With Tim Coe, took the photo. Tim Coe is now, he's an amazing musician and still around. So like one of the things you could do, I was like, I could do skateboards, or I could make a magazine, or, like that's like, so this was sort of, I guess, on the list of things I wanted to do, but
Right.
it did answer the question of like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, I just,
Oh, really?
yeah, it was,
It's a lot. I mean, look, it's
This is
142 pages.
Yeah. It's a lot.
this is crazy to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see like every page is different. Like I
Different,
didn't
yeah.
understand how to make a magazine,
my
so each page
God.
I'd be like starting from scratch.
Right.
Like I would just come up with a new.
How long was the process? Was it bi-monthly? Was it monthly? Was it quarterly?
It was yearly.
Okay.
It was.
So you had a year.
Yeah, I mean pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on no schedule.
Gotcha. I mean, this is a lot.
Like look at that text.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a wall of text about the Dalai Lama.
Interview the Dalai Lama. Oh, look, there's the car wash banks. Mark Gonzalez eating shit.
Yeah, that was, I remember getting that sequence in. Damn. That's kind of crazy to place that in time. Like, I wonder if, like, had that run anywhere before?
I don't remember.
Good question.
I don't remember that, but that doesn't mean that didn't.
Because that's where he lost the eyebrow, right?
Was it 96? So.
That's where he lost his eyebrow? On the...
I think he lost his eyebrow in the street.
In the street, yeah.
I mean, he has an eyebrow.
Yeah. at the time.
He lost
at the time. It wasn't permanent. Yeah.
Wait, so do you have anyone to look up to doing this? Or you just got to figure it out on your own?
I mean, I'd read magazines before. It came with an iron-on. I mean, clearly I didn't know. I didn't know.
I mean, it looks like, I'll be honest on my end. I mean, that's a lot of text right there. That's for sure. But it seems...
Kelly's like, I've never seen so much text in my life.
Like, that's a lot of text. But like, I don't know. For someone, I don't do stuff like that. So it looks pretty damn good to me.
Yeah.
Well, I had been to graduate school. So I'm well educated in graphic design. But I think it was... I mean, I guess it's cool that it looks sort of amateur. You know, like it looks, I mean, it's like interesting looking, but like there were a lot of restraints. Like there's those walls of text because there was so much content and nobody wanted to cut anything. And it was like, it was Mike D's magazine. So Mike D would be like, here's like my friend's photos and here is this article that's been written.
And you'd have to make it work. Yeah, you'd have to make it work.
Yeah.
And they were the biggest band in the world. So it was like, it was sort of an unusual, like now I think that's common, like entrepreneurial, like musicians or something, but like that was like, they were sort of setting this template of like, Mike D could do whatever he wanted. What he wanted to do was have a record label with a magazine.
Right.
Yeah, and they were putting out other bands and doing this magazine.
Man, what a crazy job to have.
Yeah. How long was that job? How long did that last?
I mean, it seems like an eternity, but it was probably like a couple years.
Okay. Right.
Like I did 2 issues of it, like, and it really
2 issues?
took 2 years.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 months. Yeah.
That, leads into my next question too, because you said you were going from doing graphics for them and then working on this mag and everything. And I'm trying to think what year Mouse came out.
And this is I'm terrible.
96.
96.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it aligned
right around
with
the same time. Yeah.
the graphics. Now, people out there, you did the chocolate section. Well, you did boards first. Was it boards first, or you made the boards after the video?
Boards after. But
okay.
Yeah, no, because the boards were.
Well, came out at the same time, no?
Yeah.
How
like
did they just did they just say, "Hey, we want"? Run us through this, because what we're talking about is in the chocolate section of Mouse. There's the chocolate splatter that makes up the person's name. Gino dribbling the basketball, or Keenan, whatever the basketball. So you made that first? Did they just come up and say, "Hey, we have this idea," or like, "Hey, we're looking for an idea. How do we?" And then you have to shoot all that too, and then like.
I mean, I think.
I would think the board would come first.
For my on the personal level, like doing the magazine, I realized, like I said, like I don't want to do a magazine anymore, and so I did make a list of like things I did want to do.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to have art shows. So I had my first art. I started working on like art and just like figuring out like work I could show for art shows, and then I wanted to do film titles. And I wanted to do film titles, art, and I don't know what, there was a third thing. Animation. So sort of film titles. There was a third thing. And projects. So just like do design. I still wanted to do design projects, but just not magazines.
Okay.
So I think I asked Andy like, can I do titles for the video? I would have just asked.
Okay.
And, that would have been, like just like the type over picture.
Yeah.
But I was like ambitiously had this idea. So that's what I sketched it out and said, this is the idea, and then made it. So, and then I do remember that and I went down to Girl to do it. Like I filmed it because they had, a GX 1000 or whatever. And they had it was called a
VX 1000.
VX 1000, sorry. Yeah. So they had video cameras and they had
the room to do it.
They had a room, and then they had a Media 100. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Editing
system,
Media
right?
100.
Yeah.
That was like an editing system. So, and then Johannes Gamble.
Amazing dude.
Dude.
Super
Talented.
Super talented.
Yep.
Super
Yep.
talented.
Did one of my favorite board graphics I've ever had. Sorry if you have you done a board graphic with me?
No.
That's a shame. You
It is
really
a shame.
should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could request one.
I
I'll
will.
do it. I'm good for it. I'm good for it. Yeah.
Maybe some nightclub boards.
Yeah.
That'd be tight.
They're a big seller.
Yeah.
So he did so then I worked with him, and he like made it graphic and, did all the stuff. And then, cause I remember them going like, oh, we should make a series out of this. So it did happen after the fact.
Because the series, like, we'll watch this here. This is what we're referring to mainly is like the, which was cool, man. Like,
I also envision the music going with this.
Yeah. It's really hard without the music. But,
so everybody's part would start off with this, and then, man, it's so good though.
Yeah, and it's so fun. I mean, I learned so much. Like, that's the thing about, like, it's so great to do projects because, like, I do this thing that theoretically is like it's for free, and it's for, I mean, it's a big deal. This isn't a great example of that because it was a big deal to do something for Mouse.
Sure.
But, it was like an experiment. And, but I learned so much about, like, it's like, oh, so the company's called Chocolate. What if I made the titles out of chocolate?
Perfect.
Like that, like, don't get ahead of yourself. Like, start with the most simple idea first. And then, like, you can be like, okay, well, that's too simple, and move beyond it. But really for this, it was like, oh, no, well, if it was chocolate, how would I do it? Oh, I'll just cut like molds. So I cut molds out of foam core. I was like, I'll just cut molds, and then it can be a picture. And then the picture could be anything. And then the creative part was like, oh, I guess I'll do these like silhouettes that sort of represent these like iconic, could be the guys or any guys or something. And then there's process again. So then you could fake it. I mean, I think at that time it would have been very complicated to fake, but like instead I just went down and, just went into the art department, put down the molds,
Right.
and just poured. And so Johannes pointed the camera in a way that as far away as possible, so that I had to pour the chocolate from really high, to stay out of the picture.
Right.
And I didn't make two of anything. So I had to do it first try. Oh, because there was no, if once it got dirty, it wouldn't work. And I thought it was going to be easier. I didn't take into account that I would have to pour it from like 3 feet up to be out of the picture.
Did you practice beforehand?
I have an idea here.
I don't I mean, I was a moron, so I don't think, I doubt I practiced. I remember like getting chocolate on the rug.
Oh no.
Like, cause you use a lot of chocolate and it made a big mess.
What kind of chocolate was it?
Like Hershey's.
What, like a tub of something? What?
No, it was like a pretty like family size, but like
pack?
like a big syrup.
Yeah, okay.
container.
Okay.
But I think I bought 2 of them.
So you did one recently, kind of a reissue or whatever with more revisited, right?
Yeah.
And this video here kind of shows that process.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Got the Hershey
there it
syrup.
is.
Because I had always wondered how you did that. It was more of like, I thought it was just flat paper and you were just, you just don't know these things.
No,
right?
yeah.
To come to find out that it was a mold.
No, I remember when I did it with Johannes, I remember when he brought up the contrast and like, he had to do stuff like edit out splashes and stuff. Oh, but I remember right away we were like, oh my God, this looks so expensive. Like it looked so like
professional.
Yeah, it looked like a James Bond title sequence.
Right. And this is all first try. You had to.
So these were like doing it again. I did like much more complicated molds. Like the molds are deeper and styrofoam or whatever, which ended up being like whatever. They're not like better. They're just, oh, that's crazy.
That's so, I don't know why I thought this. I just thought it was ink.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like thinking it was chocolate, but
also back then the video quality wasn't as good as this.
No, yeah.
Here you could see, there's Johanna.
Yeah.
Here you could see the chocolate flowing.
Yeah.
You know, and that old one, in mouse, you can't really see it.
No, it was
It just looks like Kelly said, kind of inkish. I can see why.
No, we had such rudimentary tools.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, it looks rad.
Oh, dude.
Well, it's cool to see that. You got kind of see it dropping on a little bit in certain ones.
No, like that's all. Like that's the thing is like they're so
abstract.
Yeah, and it's like the stuff that makes the imperfection is what gives it value.
Right.
So like this is the like projects like teach you things. So that one you can see all the splatters that he had to remove. But like like the rudimentary tools are something like I hold on to. So like I as much as I always am using technology, but I'm also kind of like going back and forth. I sort of know like go like backwards and forwards sort of equally. So like, because like when you do things, when you like sort of process, you know, images by hand or with restraints or, surprising things happen.
Yeah. And I think stuff like this too, you get a whole different feel out of it than just like, you could have whipped something up like that in After Effects or some type of video or Photoshop or this or that, and like you don't get the same feel. You know. Yeah. When you guys, so going back to the mouse stuff, because this was the revisited one. Were you all that's completed, right? You're a big skate fan. Mouse comes out. Are you just blown away that you're?
I just couldn't believe it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, when you're like at sort of ground zero, like I think
you're in it.
I'm sort of terrible. Like I'm not like, I don't like as much as like I can appreciate it. Like it's like, I appreciate it more in retrospect. Like I sort of can't believe I was a part of it. But at the time it just felt like,
this is cool. We're doing this thing.
Cool. We're doing this thing. Yeah. You know, like,
as a skater too, that's kind of like how we kind of felt. Like we knew it was cool and special and it was a big thing, but we're just out skating. We're filming for It's not, we don't know that it's.
You forget that like all these people are looking at it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to realize how special that moment is when you're in it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And like you reflect after the fact and you're like, dude, holy shit.
Like you do kind of know.
I wish I could have been more in it.
I know. That's exactly what I feel.
Yeah.
Like you sort of wish like, I wish I would have like looked Andy in the eye and said thanks. You know, like
there's still
or
time.
whoever.
There's still time.
No, I think Andy now.
Okay.
But like, all those like, or I wish, I think sometimes like I wish, you wish you were maybe a little more present,
right?
Or like, I don't know, followed things through more.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, everybody, you just have a lot of stuff going on. I had other things happening.
Well,
and
also it seems normal.
Yeah.
Like we're just doing our thing with friends skating. It's special. You're part of this thing, but you don't really like comprehend it in a way.
And it's not like you take it for granted, but in some cases I think I did. I think the natural
that's okay.
feeling. But at the same time it's like, fuck, dude. When you reflect, you're like, holy shit, man. I know I missed a lot of shit that I could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's also like, I also know like me personally, like there's only so much I can handle.
Yeah.
Like, so like, it's like, you're basically in like sensory overload. Yeah. You're like developing as like a human being. You're surrounded by all this culture going on and the culture we were involved in is like very high level quality culture. And it's like, it's an overload. So you have to just like only take, it's like you only get the frame that you're viewing.
Yes.
Otherwise, I mean, you'd go nuts.
Right. Yeah. If you have like snapshots in your head.
Snapshots.
Yeah.
But I think like skating, it's like, if you could think like, if you do some trick that you're like, you don't know then, but that'll be the last time you ever do that. Like imagine if you knew that every time.
One and done. We've done that 100%.
Yeah.
It's funny because like looking at this, we're, in 1996, Mouse comes out, we're watching it. Oh, it's cool. Here's the intro of Ben Sanchez's Mike York's part, all this stuff. Like, it's cool. But you have to kind of grow with it and then look back and be like, wow, that was cool. I mean, I'm not an artist guy anyway, so I'm not looking at the art, so to speak, of the video. So for me, I'm like appreciating it now rather than like back then as like, whoa, that was a cool graphic. Like, wow, I wonder,
Yeah.
you wonder how but you don't like stay on it and try to research it. It's just like, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then now you're like, wow, how did they? Then to find out how they did it, you're like, damn, that's crazy. The cutout, I would have never guessed that you cut it out of foam and poured it in one try.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking fascinating, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, and I mean, but for me, I mean, it still is one of the coolest things I've ever made. It's not like I've made really a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned different techniques but that is like sort of like that's like the equivalent of being like, I don't know, like at your prime skating or something. Like I was just like a young person surrounded by interesting people and just doing something like first try, you know? And so it is like, that is like something I've done that like, I look back, it's very special, you know? And also I sort of like it that the only people who know about it are people who are from that time, you know, like it's just, there's no one, like I don't,
like no little kids coming up to you and being like, how did you do that thing at Mouse?
Yeah, or like, no, in my world, like nobody knows about skateboarding. It's not like in my career as an artist, that there's not, you know, like there's people who I guess follow my work who are skaters or whatever, but it's.
When that video came out, did people recognize you for that at all? Like not maybe your face, but like maybe people in the art world like, hey, I saw that. Not
in the art world, but like in my friend group, you know, like in my world, you know, like it's like, my friends all were skateboarders and it was like, it's always been sort of my identity, but I do know like when I did something, I think like I did like that project. I did a project for the Berrics, and I remember like being with people who I sort of knew, and they had no idea that I skateboarded or that I was involved in skateboarding. So let's say that was then like 20 years later or something. So like it's as much as like I sort of have like skateboarding as part of my resume. It's like there's like it definitely this period of time when I was doing all this stuff for Girl, that was like a period of time. And then I sort of like moved like from Grand Royal, I stopped doing Grand Royal, and then I started just running my studio. I was doing like I was having art shows and doing stuff at like Colette or doing stuff for MTV. And so like the sort of the skateboardingness of it all sort of becomes like, as much as I never stopped skateboarding, but like I never talked about it, or it wasn't like highly relevant in the world that I was operating in.
I find it interesting that you didn't really pay attention to skateboarding that much, but you skated at the same time.
Yeah.
So you just like didn't care about watching it at all. It's kind of awesome because you kind of just like in your own world doing your own thing with your friends probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, I mean, that's definitely my personality. Like I don't like watch, like I do activities and I do sports, but I don't, like I'm really involved in running. And like my friends will be like, did you watch the race last, you know, like trail races or whatever, and they'll be like following, and I still like I have no idea. Like I don't know who pro trail runners are. I don't know who
just doing
I just am like an activities guy. So like skateboarding was like an activity, and I did love, obviously skateboarding has like this strong culture and the graphics of everything, but like I mean the one thing that happened, which this was like I was thinking about, I knew it was coming on, and I was thinking about like, oh, that time and like my history in skateboarding, and like when I went to grad school, like I went to Cal Arts, like it was like a big turn. Like I'd been doing like snowboard graphics, and that was like the first like sort of public work I'd done. So, but I always wanted to do skateboards. Like I snowboarded, but I really wanted to do skateboard graphics. But then I chose to go to grad school because I was like, I have to expand my universe, right? Like I have to like, I was already doing projects for snowboard companies, and I knew like, oh, if I'm doing this now, like I have to think bigger than this. But at that time, it was the time of Big Brother. So I remember like Big Brother was out. There was like sort of like, it was a big, like there was this big shift in skateboarding. And I was really put off by Big Brother. Like I was like, oh man, like my girlfriend at the time was like in like taking women's studies in college. And, you know, like I was like, and I was in art school. Like I was like primed to be like put off by Big Brother. Ironically, all of those guys became my friends. Like I ended up being like once I'd graduated Cal Arts, that was like sort of became a little bit of my world of people.
Yeah.
Like they were all 1 degree separate. Like Spike was doing projects like that was all became my world.
So funny.
but
dude.
but that was also part of like stopping paying attention. Like I was sort of like actually stopped paying attention to skateboard culture because I was like, I just love skateboarding, but I'm gonna just, you know, be in my sort of vacuum.
Sure.
And then went to grad school and immediately went directly back into that world.
That's amazing.
So like it's it all sort of like it just sort of like pulled me back.
Sure.
And now I feel so lucky for that. You know, like I think like I feel really glad to be pulled back in.
I mean, skateboarding does that, dude. I thought for sure for me, I would be out of doing my thing and another new chapter in my life, right?
Totally.
Finish a pro, move on. But this podcast is a prime example, pulled me back in, you know?
Yeah.
9 years later.
No, and I mean, it's, you feel, and like, it's sort of like we were saying before, like you can sort of appreciate it more in retrospect. Yeah. And now I look back and like, I think my reaction to like this sort of like what skateboarding was, like skateboarding needed to do it. It needed to be like sort of like gnarlier and more rebellious. And I think like I see that now. Like
but that also was like an Rocco's like MO back then too.
Yeah.
Like the board graphics back then too were just insane.
They were insane.
Racy, all kinds of it was just It was crazy.
Were you paying attention to all that stuff happening?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like from far away. Like I grew up in Canada as well. So I grew up in Calgary, Alberta. So I've always been, you know, there's a certain physical distance from like skateboard culture or whatever. But I mean, I guess I was paying attention. I mean, because you were just getting the mags basically. So you're reading mags, and I was like sponsored by a shop, and you know, so like I was hanging out in skate shops, and you know, like it was like really my
I just feel like it's you seeing all this like crazy graphics, and you're like, I'm just gonna stick to the art side.
Yes.
Yeah. You never really wanted to get into like it was like you do like definite art. It's not like some sort of like parody type thing.
Right. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that, and I think like my goal, which was like, that did develop by going to school. So I did sort of draw a line in my life of be like, okay, I want to develop, like I had like larger expectations of myself, like, and I didn't know what I was, but it was sort of exactly that. Like I knew like, I don't want to just be doing like sort of like cool stuff. Like there was more to what I wanted to do, but it was sort of complicated because I also knew like, but I still want to work for my world. Like I wanted to work within my culture. I wanted to make stuff for skateboarding and for bands. And so I wanted to stay in my world, but I wanted to like add to it. Like I wanted to come up with new ways to like make stuff for my world. As opposed to like at that time, everything was sort of like the coolest stuff was like a logo ripoff and a reference. Reference something cool or rip off a logo. And it was like, that was sort of like as good as it got. And I sort of,
There was a skateboard company called Counterfeit. Do you remember that company? It's all rip-off logos of everything. Remember that?
Psycho,
Crazy.
It's really funny.
I feel like you did a good job, though. I feel like you did, because you like you would go do whatever you were doing, then come back to skateboarding. Like you mentioned the Berrics thing, right? You went to the Berrics, did this huge mural, right? Was it the Oakley one?
Yeah, exactly.
We have it right here. This is it. This is you.
Oh, wow.
Doing that.
I remember that,
This is incredible, bro. Like that's you up there on the scaffolding.
This is, so I found these photos. I think I blocked it out of my memory, but like, I did it all with like a tape. So I taped out the drawing and then I filled it in with like a roller. Like,
had you ever done anything this big before?
No.
Oh.
I was just like, okay.
Let's just try it.
Process.
Yeah.
No, it was like, I'll figure it out. And you can see it's like all wobbly but like I learned, I was like, oh, like I'd never worked on a scaffold before. So the problem with the scaffold is like, you can't see what you're doing because the scaffold's in front of it.
Right.
So I had to learn that. And then there's ramps in front of most of it. So I had to like change the art. And then they got that like cherry picker thing. But
you're up there and somebody else is doing a boneless behind, below you. Like, dude, chill, I'm up here. JC, I can't scroll down. Could you do me a favor? Help me out here a little bit. That's psycho big. That's crazy
really
big, dude.
Yeah. But that was, I remember being like, oh, I'll try to do something really big. Like that'll be like, I'll figure it out.
Now, when something like this happens, how does this happen? Is this like, who hits you up? Because Berrics also has done many murals.
Yes.
Many big murals. I think even Andy Jenkins did a mural.
Yeah.
In the Berrics. Huge. But this one specifically was for Oakley.
Well, did
you have any type of, like, who hired you for this? Is what I'm getting at.
I get calls or emails, and like this was like, I guess, I think I'd met Eric, but this was sort of like the reacquaintance with Eric Costin.
Okay.
So like Eric was someone who I'd met back in the day, but like I hadn't hung out with him at all.
Okay.
So like I think this is sort of me like, oh, like it was exciting to like hang out with Eric.
Right.
So I think he must have reached out.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, Eric skates for Oakley.
Yeah.
Eric owns part of the Berrics.
I feel like this is right when they started that new Berrics.
Could be.
I think it was pretty early.
Could be.
Yeah, because they didn't, when they first started that bank, they had the bank in the back right. And they took it out.
They changed it to the brick quarter pipe bank. Yeah. This was early on for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But really cool, like, to be able to like go in there and do this huge mural.
No, and I think like in memory that it's sort of like this was sort of getting reacquainted. Like I hadn't done anything in skateboarding for a really long time. I'd started like with another guy. I'd started this skateboard company actually, like strangely, like a unusual skateboard company. We made these. It was called Solitary Arts, and we made these like sort of small boards that you couldn't ollie on. So it was like to like sort of rethinking what skateboarding was. Okay. So I was sort of like coming back into the world of skateboarding, but that like going to the Berrics, like I remember like I hadn't like skated, like I'd never been to the Berrics, like I'd heard about it. So I was excited just to go, you know?
Yeah.
And so like it was sort of like reaching back, like you sort of like go out into an orbit and like come back and so like and that's like been like ongoing for me, you know. There's Solitary Arts.
Oh, look at that.
That's
a cruiser board.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a cruiser board, but like the idea was that you could, like, they were really fun to skate. Gotcha. So there was one we did. I think I almost had it there. Like you could kind of skate it. Like you could do no tap ollies.
Sure.
Like there was one of these at the Berrics, and people would do like tray flips.
I'm sure.
And stuff. But they're really like they're more like they are cruiser boards, but they also just they sort of reacquaint you with, you know, which for me was like having skateboarded so long. It was like this like appreciation of just rolling, like getting back to being like when you teach your kid to skate, right? It's terrifying. Like you're like, I would take my daughter to the skate park. I'd be like, I can't handle this. Because you just picture them like smashing their head. You know? And
is that true, Dubs? Are you picturing them?
Yeah, that does come into mind.
Yeah, it's like no fun. You're not like, this is a dream come true. It's like, can someone else do this? But like it did make me realize like, oh wow, like just like being able to like roll in on a skate park and just like pump around or just move around on a skateboard. You know, like it's like an amazing thing.
Right.
Like you get caught up. So Solitary Arts was about like not getting caught up in this idea of performance.
Right.
Like why is skateboarding, like people go skiing, right? And no one does tricks.
Yeah.
They just ski. Or like a rollerblading, where like at the beach.
Yes.
They're not like, oh, I'm going to do a bunch of tricks. Like, you know, you'll slam. Whereas skateboarding, like, I mean, I think there are some people that are on longboards or whatever, but what about like normal skateboard and you just are like satisfied with rolling?
Right.
Like that seems sort of interesting.
Well, we just had somebody on the show who their episode will be out after yours, but it was kind of the same. I don't want to ruin who it is, but they kind of was the same thing. It's like they made this film, but it's like, you know, what happens from the session to the next session, like everything in between, like the rolling down the street, the skating, there's all that happens too, you know. And it's really you're like, damn, okay.
Yeah. Like I'd go to New York and I would be like rent like a city bike. But I was like, why am I not bringing a skateboard? But you're like, because skateboards are like noisy and like like you're gonna slam or like whatever, or skateboards are for like like you keep it in your trunk and you go to the skate spot.
Sure.
You know, it's very much. But
I'd love to take a couple quick looks at some of the other stuff that you did, because I know you did, and we can run through it. I don't know if there's a story behind anything, but I know you did a Guy Mariano board for Girl, and you really did the chocolate stuff, right? What was why mostly chocolate and not Girl? Was Andy just doing all the Girl, and then sometimes they needed some chocolate stuff to kind of fill it in? Maybe this was before Evan Hecox was even around.
Yeah. I think Evan. Yeah, I mean, because Evan obviously like took it over. Sure. Yeah, it was before. I think that he had too much work to do.
Yeah.
So maybe chocolate was more about like getting outside people to do it.
Gotcha.
And then they got Evan.
And then Andy was doing all the Girl stuff. So they kind of had Girl covered. They needed a couple extra chocolate. Okay, that makes sense.
And maybe they were figuring the identity of chocolate was more like art based.
This is true. Yes.
And then Girl was more like logo-y, like Andy's vibe.
Yeah. This is a Girl board, Guy Mariano, 2013. The date was even.
It's on.
Was that on the graphic?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because it's my initials, so I sign everything GM, and so we have the same initials.
Oh,
so
look at you, huh? Yeah. Throwing it in there.
Throwing it in there, just me and Guy. Like we're like the same. Just
Guy
a couple
Mariano.
legends out there.
Did you talk to him about this, or you just kind of came up with something on your own?
No, this was I think this was like a charity board. So it was like meant to be just an art board, and like each artist just did a piece of art.
Awesome.
So it was not like it wasn't like a pro model.
Oh, did you ever do any of the Girl dolls art stuff?
I never did.
Really?
No. I was supposed to like twice.
Yeah.
But I never know what to do. Oh. I just couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I always loved those. Those were cool.
Yeah,
like,
they work really cool.
Because then they'd like have little auctions or whatever.
Yeah.
They would like go to charities or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Well, you have another chance. I'm sure they'll do it again.
Yeah.
It's true. They're still kicking around my studio. I have I was supposed to do it twice, and I just fumbled both.
Oh, so you have blank ones
you
there.
Still have?
I got blank ones.
You've just been staring at them for
just like,
12
I can't
years.
figure it out.
It'll work out.
And then you did some Krooked boards, right?
Yeah.
You did a Krooked. How did that even come about? The Krooked.
I mean, this is like all these things. Like someone like calls me. Like I never like. It's just like chance.
When you're in the
Rolodex,
it just happens.
Well, you did mention that you don't have any representation in that sense, so they reach out directly to you, and I think that that's actually really cool that you kind of separate that, and you are very hands-on with your the people that are reaching out.
No, it's very organic. Like, so obvious someone at Krooked like knew my work, and then you can just call me or email me, and it's like it's the best way. Like the only the projects like I don't get do are the ones like if I ask to do it, like it's like I kind of need the person.
To be a part of that.
It's like nah, like it's like it. I think it's like what I do is like pretty specific, and it helps if if the person's like motivated to like seek me out or something.
Sure.
Do you think you'll ever have representation, or no? Is that something that you just?
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty
you're
deep.
good.
Yeah, like I'm pretty comfortable, and I do think it's like a good system. Like it is like a, like there's only so like part of being like a small studio, like one person. There's only so much I can do. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't want to be in a like I can't like I don't really want to seek out like I could seek out like better projects, I guess, but. I do like how like the organic nature of it, like it's like people, like someone I know and someone like it's like this sort of
makes it more special. You're not just farting out a graphic for $250.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, so do they hit you up and they're like, "We have an idea for you," or like, "Hey, we want to do a board with you. What can you come up with?"
Yeah, I mean everything like that's sort of also why I sort of need people to come to me, like because I don't really. Like I'm not really answering like a brief. Like I'm not like, oh, we need oh, we want a board with a bunch of guys on it. Like I guess that would be a good brief for me. But like sort of answering a brief it's like I can do that, but like the best use of me, like I tell clients is like let me like imagine something. Like tell me like what this is for, but the best use of me is like to deliver something you don't know to ask for, So when I work with commercial clients, it's like those are sort of the best projects. And then, or taking like a big part of like what I do is like listening. So when I listen, if I get asked to do something and there's a brief, I don't like deliver the brief. I like listen to be like, well, what you're actually trying to describe, like what you actually want from this is something that you don't even know how to ask for, like, because that's the thing about visual art is there's sort of like not the right words. Like that's why we need art, because we don't have the language to describe it. So the brief is like this approximation of a need. And then it's up to me to be like, okay, I know you don't even know how to ask for this, but here's this.
Sure,
like
sure.
A sort of a surprise.
It's interesting because I also feel like if you're working with an artist, the more you tell them what you want, the further away you're going to get from. It's almost like let the artist give them the brief, right? Give them the concept, and just go.
Yeah.
Because if I tell you like, hey, okay, we want a ball. Well, I want it to look like a popcorn kernel. Then the popcorn kernel, we want it to be blue. And then the blue, you know what I mean? And then you have such an idea in your head that then the artist delivers. It's not going to be anywhere near what you are thinking in your head.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, hey, come up with the concept, then let the artist run wild. You're going to get some great stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it's like that's a terrible brief, you know. But but like you could be like, I mean, the brief could be, you know, like it's about popcorn. And like, so it's up to me to be like.
That's why it's terrible though, because it is so descriptive.
Yes. It's like it's just an object.
It's like, well, why, if that's so descriptive, like you should just paint that.
Yeah. Just get AI to do it.
Yeah. Just put that in the prompt.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I think it's like good, like work, like good clients know how to get you excited.
Right.
They know how to, and I think that I think it is important. Like I learned early on to like work to my strengths. Like I don't like sort of like those lessons of like, don't do a magazine, don't, you know, or whatever. Like there's things that I've been like, oh, I'm not doing that. And I think that that as a young person was a huge learning. Like it's hard enough if you're not working to your strengths. So like work to your strengths and it's still hard, right? Like choose the right challenges and that is like an expansive career. Like you can I'm always challenging myself, but like, it's more about like taking a set of ideas and choosing a new medium. But like my ideas are very, like I have like a set sort of repertoire, like a way of thinking about things that is, that I think is like, that's like a fun challenge, like applying this type of thinking to new projects or new, like new techniques and it's sort of, it expands.
And then this is like another going into another project. You did something at the Courthouse stage.
Yeah,
which is awesome. What year was this?
That was early on too, no?
Yeah, I did two. I mean, I dated it again, so it's 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was super exciting. Yeah, so I did two. I think. That was the second one.
That was the one when I did my trick there. That was the one that was in the background.
That was there?
Was it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wow,
So,
dude. So the
really
city hits you up
one.
for that one, or
Well, no, these were both sponsored by Nike. I mean, he's wearing
okay,
Nikes.
right.
Yes, of
and
course.
this was sponsored because they paid for the
did.
rebuild.
They did.
It's funny. They just called me. The people who are taking care of it now want to do a new mural.
Oh.
Because I guess it's like in disrepair again, and
So the Courthouse isn't in the best shape
Yeah.
that it's ever been in. It's very decrepit. There's a lot of like homeless going on there and a lot of trash. And,
yeah.
you know, you can go there one day and it's clean. Then you go there next day, it's just trash everywhere.
Unreal,
It's like, yeah.
No, it's
It's always kind of been like that, though. I'm not going to lie. Even when it was open, there was, you'd go skate there. There'd be bums doing crazy shit there and everything, taking shits on the wall and stuff like that.
That's street skating.
Yeah. I feel like you're home.
Yeah.
real street, dude.
Does it bother you? So like, this is like this might get graffitied over, right? Like, you paint it, you go there to go take a photo. There's graffiti on it now. Does that type of shit bum you out, or are you just like, hey, it's a lay of the land?
No. I mean, I view it the opposite. Like when I'm doing stuff, like I'm trying to think like that kid has no choice that I painted that, right? So it's like everyone, you know, I don't like when you do art in the world, like I'm conscious of like, could be annoying to somebody, you know? So, no, I don't worry. I mean, hopefully it gets wall written on
Right.
No,
thought,
for me, it was like an honor to do something there.
Okay.
Like it was a pretty big deal.
I mean, it's very cool, man.
Yeah.
How long does something like that take you? I forgot to ask you about the Berrics thing. Like, does
I
it
mean,
take
everything
you...
I do is like, it took 2 days. Like
2
Berrics,
days.
I did it like 2 days. Like
That's crazy.
everything, like I think I definitely did this like in a day.
Okay.
But I choose, like, that's like on purpose. Like I sort of rough things out, but the fastest way to do things is to make it up as you go along. Because then you're just like first try. So this was just like, I had like a sort of a rough idea of like whatever, like weird things happening.
Yeah.
But it was just about like details, and
Okay.
the brush is just like everything's the width of a brush. So you just do it once.
Oh, yeah.
So you're basically just drawing and filling things in, and it also makes it fun because like the funnest part is sort of like the imaginative part, and like sort of like wandering, like this sort of like wandering mind.
That's Skater Pat, dude.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh my.
You know that guy?
Yeah, dude. That's Skater Pat. I wish I could zoom in on that.
Sick. Yeah,
shit.
he's like killing it
You
still.
can't zoom in on
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look at that, Skater
Oh,
Pat.
that's awesome.
Shout out to Skater Pat. That's funny, dude. Wow.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
And he's like a man now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not. Yeah, he's Skater Man Pat.
Yeah, Skater Man.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, yeah, that's cool. You have the opportunity to go do stuff like that at like iconic skate spots. For
And I
sure,
got
yeah.
stitches.
Did you get beat up or something?
No, I
Oh.
just like bashed my shin. I like the board I think I had it in the Berrics, but like for some reason I was skating like a zip singer.
Oh yeah.
And it was just sort of sketchy. And I smashed my shin on the metal because they replaced the edge with metal. And like I'd never done that before. I just smashed my shin. And so then they did like a thing with the city, like, oh, dedication or whatever. And I had like blood going into my shoe. And had to get stitches after the thing.
I will say that for those that don't know, Nike paid for a renovation of the courthouse for a Go Skate Day. They had a huge event there.
They for one day, right?
One day.
Yeah.
And shout out to Alec Beck because they were going to take everything off and then cap it again. They were going to knob it again.
Oh my
and
God.
Alec got involved and said,
Yeah.
no, this is not, if you do this, you got to keep it. So he was instrumental in keeping it there.
Yeah.
And then having Nike pay whatever just for the year or something like
I think it was
that.
like 50 grand or something.
Yeah.
I could obviously, I don't know.
I don't
but
know
like,
the price, but
something big.
shout out to Alec Beck for getting that to happen and everything
Absolutely.
because they were just going to like have a Go Skate Day and then knob it, not re-knob it.
Wow.
And so, but yeah, so they they repainted everything. They did a beautiful job
Yeah.
on it. But all the ledges, which were my favorite ledges to skate because not only were they rough grind, but the sound that they made,
Yes.
you're just
They were like a smooth,
dude.
like crunchy grind.
smooth.
Because it was all
crunchy.
rounded.
Yeah,
the
and
grind on it, the noise,
material
dude.
was like good.
Oh,
I
so good.
Yeah.
But they it's all metal now, metal edges, which are scary as hell.
No,
Those things are scary.
I mean, at that time, I was not in the business of ollieing onto ledges. Like, I was just like, that seems like super
Dude,
simple.
When you
but-
miss and you
Yeah.
scrape your shin on a metal edge going down, like that's
No, I had to get
disaster.
stitches. Like, I don't think I'd got stitches skateboarding since I was like a little kid.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah, the shin, yeah. So then fewer people are skating it. And then, right? I guess it's like,
Oh, I don't know. It's interesting now because it's like it's a skate plaza.
yeah.
It's
So
almost like a
and you
park
could go
now.
there.
Skate park, I guess.
It's still
people
fine.
are building stuff.
You could still film there. It's not like I feel like the stage is still the same. They didn't
Yeah.
really do anything to that, but
The stage and the outledge are the only things you could
Outledge,
still film
yeah.
on, like in a video part. I think.
yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
makes
like interesting. Well, regardless, it's oh wait, rewind this. This is a goldfish. Rewind that. I want to see this real quick. We want to see this thing here. There's Kelly.
This is not.
Wait, what
goldfish.
Okay, how is this just goldfish? Was it a clip, JC?
No, this is from obviously like our.
No, I know,
Courthouse
but
class.
did they insert
Yeah,
a
yeah, it's in there.
Oh,
right
okay.
after this.
Damn, JC rewound the whole thing. There it is. Look
Nice.
at that. Okay, this is when the bench was new.
Yeah.
Almost,
That's
right?
literally right there is where I got stitches.
Okay.
Right
Okay.
Damn.
But look at this, dude.
Fakey flip.
Flip,
Yeah,
Gavin. Anyway,
Oh, look at this guy.
yeah,
Hey.
it's iconic. See that studded belt, man? No, it's cool, dude. Courthouse, legendary, dude. Got to do it there. The Berrics. What other graphics would we know about that we didn't research? Did you do a bunch of chocolate graphics? Like I feel
Not
like
really. I did. I mean,
okay.
I did a bunch of T-shirts and yeah. I mean, it was a really short period of time.
That's
Like, I mean, because if you think about it, yeah, like pretty soon it was Evan doing it,
right.
and then I would do 4-star stuff, and then pretty soon, then I didn't meet Spike until after, like, I finished sort of doing
That's so
all that
funny.
stuff.
I feel I thought you met him way before.
No, it was funny. Like, I was friends with Sophia before I met Spike.
Oh, interesting.
And then I worked with Spike for years and years and years and years.
Okay.
And we would, yeah.
How would you work with Spike? Oh, you did the Her.
For film, yeah. I did all the stuff in Her. I did something for every one of his films. Like, I did the
Really?
logo for Adaptation. I did the title sequence to Being John Malkovich. Like, I did like something in every one of his films.
That's so rad.
Yeah, like
That's so rad that he kept you involved in all his films in that way.
yeah. No, it was funny. Like, I was like art dump guy, and he would, and it's the same thing. Like, you know, like he would do like a Lakai shoe for, you know, Where the Wild Things Are.
I was just about to say, yeah. Great
But
movie.
yeah, I did all the merchandise for Where the Wild Things Are.
Okay.
And like the titles for that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I did stuff for every one of his films.
This
pretty
is the
much.
one you did for Her, right?
That is a map I made that was in Her.
Okay. Metro
The Metro
station
map. That is.
Is this a whole? This is totally fake.
Yeah, it's fake, but it's like a dream. It's like a.
The landscape.
Well,
is
it's like
real?
yeah.
there's real, yeah.
It's like a
landscapes.
dream. It's like if the joke or not the joke is that, like, I made it like, oh, what in a good, because the Her is based on like the future's nice. So I'm like, we're gonna have a really nice subway system.
Yeah.
And you can go surfing, you can go dirt biking, like you can go out to like Gorman, and
They
you
should
can go
use this.
skiing.
Yeah.
The city should actually do this.
Yeah,
We're
like
gonna-
it's,
yeah.
it's like the dream map of like a functional LA. So that's sort of like, yeah, it's like doing, instead of making it like an inside joke that's like negative, it's like make it like a positive thing.
Right.
So even though it's barely seen in the film, it's like sort of like,
Let's fax this to LA County.
Yeah. Get him on that. Virgin Suicides.
yeah. So this
that
was
movie.
done around the same time as all
Okay.
this work was.
Wow.
Sophia made her. It was actually her second film, but it was like,
And that art's in the movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's the title sequence.
Yeah.
Like it's like over picture, but that's the original
That's
art.
amazing,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like. in the film,
That's so cool, man. I love that Spike kept you on and gave you a little gig in every movie. That's rad.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
you
And
ever-
a huge, you know, I think knowing, like, having Spike exist. So like, I think for us, it was like Spike was like sort of always like a little one step ahead, like what sort of projects he was doing and what level he was working at, right? Like being really creative on like a big platform. So like knowing him, like I know Spike through skateboarding. Like again, it's sort of like skateboarding, like sort of gives this gift of like, I knew who he was when he was just doing music videos.
Right.
But I could sort of see like that, like getting to watch his progression, like it set the standard really high. And then getting to work with him, obviously. And,
Right.
you know, it was, it was, I think, a huge influence.
Not only the skaters making Girl and Chocolate, but it's Spike and the skits making Girl and Chocolate iconic in that
Big
way
time.
too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just having these iconic skits in every
It
video.
was a big part of it for
Yeah,
sure.
huge part of it.
Did you see any of that going down, or like in Mouse era, were you just doing the graphics, or was there?
No, I mean, they were doing, that was their own world. Like I didn't know Spike. Like I saw like Spike's car like lived there. Or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But like I didn't skate with Spike until like maybe like 10 years after that. You know, like I like socially didn't really know Spike at all. And then they were doing all that. They were doing that on their own time or whatever. Like, you know, I was living in Los Angeles, LA and whatever, doing my own thing.
Are you still in contact with him to the point where you are working on another project in the near future?
I haven't talked to him. He is on a new project now, which I haven't talked to him about, so I don't know.
Hey,
have
Spike,
got
dude,
clipped.
wait, let's
Come
keep
on,
let's
yeah.
keep the motion going,
You already
man.
know,
Let's
dude.
keep it going. What about any of the music videos? Did you work on any of the music videos with him, or just
No, I did
movies?
commercials. The
Commercials.
first things I did with him was like because he did a lot of commercials.
He did a lot.
So the first
Apple
projects I did with him
commercials.
were for like a Lee commercial, I think was the first thing. But I did like,
Like Lee Dungaree?
yeah,
no
like
way.
he did like Lee Dungaree
Yeah.
stuff, and I did like graphics for that.
Okay.
And then stuff for Kanye West,
Okay.
like later
Wow.
on. Like, so I did like music videos, but
Yeah,
just little things,
Okay,
nothing.
Okay.
And Johannes did a ton of that stuff too.
Dude, Johannes, man.
Yeah.
You had some Lee Dungaree jorts, right? Is that the jorts you had? The Lee
I
Dungarees?
don't think I had Lee Dungaree shorts.
That's a good call out right there.
Well, he loves the jorts. That's
I
what
do
I'm
love
saying.
jorts, but I don't think I had no Lee
Lee
jorts.
Dungaree? Okay.
Nah.
They were like real slim, like long and like slim. You know, just how you want your jorts.
Yeah, it's just exactly.
Lee Dungarees. But that's awesome, dude.
Are you when you're doing your art? Is it mostly on the computer, or is it on like you're doing this stuff with Spike, like that whole map thing? But like, is it like half and half? Are you drawing stuff at your studio?
Well, the big part of her was like I did all the interfaces. So like the lead character is an AI, but there was like visuals. There's like computer programs and visuals of like screens through the entire movie. So I did those. So those were done, like I kind of concepted them by hand and then made them with animation and, and stuff. But like in my art, like, I mean, people can like Google me and see like what my sort of like, we're sort of like looking at like this sort of like narrow version of what I do, which is sort of drawing, but like, and I think drawing is the root of everything. So like, even when I start to do the interfaces, like something very digital, like I draw first and then I figure out like where it's going to go. And so like in my art, it's like, I'll draw and sometimes it stays a drawing, but mostly it becomes like in my paintings, they'll become these sort of like very graphic acrylic paintings, which are all done by hand with paint, but they look, you know, they're very sort of simplified and refined. But like things sort of end up wherever, but they all sort of like, you can sort of like draw everything to start and like figure out where it goes. Like I sort of like think through drawing.
Did you do this one?
Yeah, I did do that.
Brothers.
So amazing.
Brothers
Wow.
from different mothers.
This stood out so much to me, bro. Like, it's so crazy. Yeah.
This was
That
so
was really fun.
iconic, but it was, if you look back at it, it was so short.
It was a quick skit.
Like it was such a quick skit, but it came like
No, but to us, it was like a full production.
Totally.
It was like
Yeah.
so much work.
Baby
yeah.
Cortez. Yeah.
I wanted to see the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
that board. What was the girl's name?
Babe,
Coco.
Coco. Yeah, Coco.
Coco.
Just Coco?
Yeah.
I think it's just Coco.
That
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just Coco.
Yeah, just like
Well, we could
Yeah.
play the video. What
It's a mouse.
is it? Mouse also, dude.
Yeah.
So many great iconic.
Yeah, like
skits.
Mouse
I
is, like,
forget which
dense.
videos things are in
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's toward
Yeah.
like the middle end of the video
yeah. Let's see if we could do it,
when York comes running around the corner.
dude. Bebe
So-
Cortez.
So
Were you there when they filmed it, or we just did the
no,
the
I just
poster?
did the poster.
Okay.
I didn't know what was going
Here we go.
on.
This is-
I'm
Imagine like you coming like, hey, we're doing this thing. You're just like, what the? Fuck?
Yeah,
it was a one day of filming, bro. It was funny.
Oh, dude.
dude. Dubs is
Dubs is straight up in this.
and that's let's play from
sister, bro.
I was showing her my jewelry.
Yeah,
Dude, that's so iconic.
And it was so
dude.
rad because she would just happen to be there. Perfect. We didn't
Oh,
hire
really?
her.
No, no
She was
way.
there with that fucking car. It was
wait,
so
shut the fuck up,
bro,
really?
I kid you not, dude. It was so perfect. And she was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, whatever.
Wait, you just asked her, just
Dude,
a random woman on the street.
She was right there.
amazing.
Perfect place. The perfect
we got to get her on the show.
It was so like.
And then
That's
you,
amazing.
and then you shot a photo of her and put her on a board.
she was on my board.
and you just met her on the street.
Yeah, she was there with that car. It was like so perfect.
That is fun.
I forgot what year that. It was like a Pinto or something like that.
Okay.
It was like a '74
It's a
Pinto.
Mustang 2. It's
Yo.
a bad era of Mustang.
It was a Mustang.
Car. Yeah.
Dude, watch Bebe Cortez come around the corner, man. It's so good. Here he is. So good. I don't know about the music, copyright stuff, so
Oh, yeah.
we'll keep it. We'll keep
Oh,
it
that went
quiet.
seamless though. That really like looked like it was a part
Yeah,
of the
that
scene.
Right?
sort of
Yeah.
worked.
Look,
Yeah.
they're all celebrating. Look how Keenan's holding that gun, by the way.
He's holding it like a
You ever
stand.
notice that?
I did not.
I always notice
I
that.
never
Pointed
noticed
at-
that.
like, pointed at me.
Look, but he's not even holding the trigger. He's just holding it like he's holding
that's
like a
safe,
like
you
a
know?
bagel or something.
Yeah.
He's got look at him.
That was not safe.
Isn't
I
that
never
funny?
noticed that.
Oh, dude, I always notice that. Look at him. Look, he's he doesn't even know he's holding a gun. Okay, okay, Javante. There you go,
Wow.
Jerry.
There it is.
There she is.
Coco Love.
Coco Love.
It was something, dude.
I can't believe Sweet Tooth
He did that so good.
So good. I mean, I guess that's how you have to run in those shoes.
Yeah.
So good. Now, is this your font and
That is
everything?
my-
You did
yeah,
that. That's amazing, dude.
That's
I
my
love
work.
That. That is your work.
But I remember like going to the thrift stores and buying a bunch of clothes. There was like a bunch of, there was supposed to be like 4 movies. There was supposed to be like a John Hughes one.
Oh, in the video?
I don't know. Or like
just
we
didn't
made
work out.
posters. Or,
Huh.
No way.
But
there was more to it, huh?
Yeah, I remember buying a bag of clothes. So I don't know why I was responsible for that, but it's a blur. Yeah.
I love that you've been involved in some of these
So
most
cool.
iconic stuff.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I mean, so lucky.
That's
I mean, it's
amazing.
so
What other
good.
stuff in Mouse did you do other than the intro graphics for Chocolate and that?
I mean, I did the thing like "Thank you for not smoking" or something.
Oh,
That's all I
really?
remember.
Oh, the
yeah,
matinee.
yeah.
For the
With
matinee.
the, yeah.
Matinee.
Did you do
Yeah,
shit
that was
sound?
matinee.
For
Yeah.
the matinee, that was so dope.
Yeah.
I remember that because they made a matinee at but like a movie type of thing at the trade show.
Yeah.
And that was part of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
did you make
crazy.
the shit sound thing?
No, Johannes did this shit. SHT sound.
That's legendary,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that was.
I think
that was impressive.
That
yeah.
I think that was in Mouse, right? That was the first time it got introduced. Was in Mouse. I don't think it was in
Yeah.
Goldfish.
I don't
No,
think it
it's
was in
true.
Goldfish.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Mouse was the
Mouse.
first one.
And then it was in every single video. since
Every-
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
reuse it. Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah,
So
It's
good.
iconic, man.
yeah.
What about I think everything like leading up, like the conversation is insightful because like you're just coming out with a Sun Bum collab. What do you want to call this? It's a what is
that's
it?
like I don't know.
It's just an artist. It's a Sun
always
Bum
sick, yeah.
artist.
But like, I mean, I think like if we're gonna like segue into
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
the Sun
yeah.
Bum project, I mean, I think skateboarding does teach you like to like just take on projects and make them sort of personal projects. Like you make things for your world, and then I think the best way to make things even for like outside of your world, like for a broader world, is still make it feel like you did it for your friends.
Yes.
You did it for your scene. You did it
Right.
for like when you're making like a series, you think of it like you think of people looking at it, people walking in the shop. And I think that, and it's not, and I think it's nice because skateboarders aren't, I mean, I think like, as much as it's like people might be cynical or something, like they're pretty open. Like they want things to be good.
Sure.
At least in my time, for sure. Like you weren't like doing work and there wasn't like a ton of negativity, right? So like I continue to do like projects for people. So like when like Sun Bum, they wanted to do a project that was like a mountain sports, like a product for the mountains because they're like a beach brand.
Sure.
And I love mountain sports. Like I love skiing and snowboarding or whatever. And so like this was a way like, oh, like I can make something for like snow people. So I was like speaking to snow people, like, and that's sort of like my approach to projects. Like, how can you, like, you don't, like, it's not like the opposite of a logo ripoff, right? Like you, instead of like taking, you're like creating something new. Like, what can I insert into this world?
How can I spin it?
Yeah, spin it and like put something into it. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we made, I invented this like character, which is sort of like, they have this character.
They have the
like ape guy.
yeah, right. They got
So
that
it was like
guy.
I made like a new guy.
Right.
That's this like mountain guy, and we made a new product.
Mm-hmm.
But the sort of the joke is it's basically like sunscreen, like it's the same sunscreen, but it's like the mountain version.
Right,
So it's like for
right.
mountain.
Well, you have to market
professionals.
it to the people that
Yeah.
are gonna, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like there's probably mountain people, probably snowboarders or whatever that wear sunscreen.
Definitely.
Oh, they definitely.
But-
do, for
Yeah.
sure.
You got to market it,
Yeah.
in a certain way. And so it's funny. So I guess they called you.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it was like there's people from Vans. So I've done a bunch of projects for Vans. So there's people, like definitely the people you work for, like they don't go away.
Right.
Like that's another lesson. Like, all the people from, like we're talking a lot about Girl, like everyone's still around and they're doing
They're
different
in
things.
certain categories
Yeah.
now.
Like Michael Leon's, he's at Patagonia and,
Wow.
yeah, like there's like people just continue to do stuff.
Right.
And so like at some point, like some people from Vans and they're now doing Sun Bum projects. So they called me to do something, which is like for Sun Bum, it's not like, it's like unusual for them to do like a collaboration. So it's like really making a sort of art project, but it's like a real product.
Yeah.
But it's a way to like, just like, you're sort of like adding adding to their world and like sort of
Right.
opening them up to like a new market.
No, for sure. And then, so what do they say? They say, hey, we want to do a sunscreen. They want to do stickers. They want to do like a little pouch for it. And then you kind of like explore packaging maybe.
Well,
or
they
the
just say they want to
character.
do a project.
That's it.
So then I say like, oh, we could make a pouch like that you can carry it around in and like develop and like do like what sort of like products can we make? And we came up with a bunch of different stuff, but we made like a hat that like holds the sunscreen. But like it's more like it's sort of like the best project. It's sort of like, you know, they're open-ended, these projects, and it was just I sort of invent something. But it just revolves around like making a product. So you're sort of like starting like start from scratch.
Started from scratch.
Yeah.
And then you come up with little characters and you come up with like a campaign, right? And you went up to the snow and like did a whole thing, which I think is great. You did a whole,
so
that's
you
kind
like,
of the character you made.
Yeah.
Off of their existing character, right?
Yeah, it's
You
sort of
kind
like as if
spun it
like he
little
had
bit.
a brother who lives in the mountains. Or something. Like, you know, it's like the beach guy. Yeah. But yeah, it's sort of like it's stuff like it's like drawing. Like it starts with I draw.
Yeah.
Some stuff. I come up with a name. Like I name it Mountain Bum, which is, you know, again like sort of simple.
Oh, you came up with the name.
Yeah. Yeah. So I come up with a whole bunch.
See, now
of
this
names.
is interesting to me because like I'm looking at Sun Bum as like they're a big, you know, pretty big company and this and that, and I would already think they have stuff laid out.
No.
And you're just
no.
okay.
No, like it's like these like I mean, and it's also sort of like how do you like I've decided my job description as an artist is to like I can do whatever. I can develop visual interfaces for a computer. I can come up with brands. Like I just think like that there's room, like sort of room in this sort of realm where you're an artist or a designer to like why not like name it? You know, like so and I came up with a bunch of different names. And also I have like a lot of like sort of experience now, like seeing like what sort of works, what's fun. But it all is sort of like, yeah, it's like drawing come to life. And then the campaign was, so it was like, we could have done it. Like, so it was like coming up with this character and basing it on like, just that the whole, it's sort of like composite artwork, like something you would do in Photoshop, but instead of doing it in Photoshop, we just printed out giant cutouts and cut them out.
Okay.
And did it for real.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
like so
amazing.
that's
Yeah.
just like a cutout of the guy,
Right.
And that's Brian Fox, who's like a professional snowboarder.
I love that.
But that's and so it's like it's again back to like process. Like what happens if you just take like actually go up into the mountains and like just with a bunch of cutouts and like people who you know who can help like photographers and riggers and stuff and like make stuff
Because this stands out way more than just a couple dudes on a chair.
and we all exactly and like when you're shooting it it's like oh like we'll move like when it's because it's real right it's like oh where can we shoot this oh they had to hike up the mountain like it was actually sort of a nightmare because it's like it was freezing cold and you know they had to close the lift or whatever but yeah like back to like how I do projects like this is how I do projects so it's like oh like we should do like part of the marketing we should do like a film so I just drew the film like it's sort of like the power of drawing like oh like and so you can see like I drew
it out.
that thing
right there in the top left
it's like it turned out sort of like that
sure.
Turned out better.
So right.
yeah it turned out better
I hope it turned out better.
yeah it's got to be better
Reminds me
that's
of,
the
like-
general rule it can't like get worse and worse as you go
So wait, when they hired you, it was just like an open concept, and they were just open to your ideas on what you were going to bring to the table. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, they were like they knew, like they wanted. Yeah, they knew that they wanted to do a mountain product.
Right. But very vague in a sense of like, this is what it is, and you bring it to life.
Yeah, and I created a deck that pitched like basically like that it was like, you know, that's like like a product for mountain professionals tested at altitude, you know, but it's basically just like beach sunscreen. You know, like that's the joke of it.
Of course.
So it's like but it's like that's something that like they're not gonna like if you think of it, they're a brand. They have like a successful brand. They don't need to really do stuff. This is just a way to do something. Like at its best, it's like sort of like this should be Sun Bum being as creative as it can be, right? Like they don't need to hold back. Totally. Like this isn't going to be like, it's not a I mean, it's a big campaign for them, but like at its best, it's just really creative. You know, it doesn't like if there's no reason to, there's no like sort of guardrails of like, oh, like, I don't know.
We can't do that.
We can't do that.
Yeah,
like you can sort of do whatever you
yeah.
want.
Yeah,
you
open
know?
reins in that
Yeah.
sense.
To me, it makes the most sense. It's like, well, I know this for sure. I don't know about Sun Bum, you know, but I feel like the bigger companies outsource a lot of their campaigns and stuff to like, you know, certain companies. They'll do the campaign and commercials and print ad and stuff like that. But to have the artist go in and do it and name the product, and you know, Mountain Bum is a perfect. I mean, it's like,
yeah, it's just
perfect.
It's really simple.
And
yeah,
then, you know, the character, but then also like, you know, your storyboard layout, like it just makes the most sense. Like, look at there's the photo, there's the top, you know, second one on the left, you know?
No. And I think it's like, the benefit, like, yeah, that's me. Like just
you,
on, you know, this is like, we're way in the backcountry. We had to take snowmobiles to get up there. And then it's like, I crashed like skiing with the thing. So I'm like fixing it. Like, so it's like all this stuff is happening, but it's like, that's what's like good. Like then you end up with this image because I'm fixing the thing.
Yeah.
That's what's bringing the campaign
and that's
to life.
That's real stuff happening. And I think that like I think that's like the highest level for like a brand to be able to act like an artist. Like if you're an artist, like when you're doing shows or you're working in your studio, like this is what happens. You're like making mistakes and fixing them.
Putting out fires.
And then you're seeing like creativity, like what a sort of process come to life. And then there's like this result, and it's super rewarding.
Yes.
And what's unrewarding about like sort of typical creative work for like corporate clients is when it's just like, you're sort of like this consensus, and there's like, oh, well, before you fix that, we're going to call and see if we should get a new one shipped to you,
wow.
you know, or whatever,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
let's do this sort of like sort of like the right way or something. When it's really nice when, you know, and I think that there's a lot of brands that, you know, like Nike and Vans that sort of open themselves up for artists to actually act like artists.
Gotcha.
And that's happened in my time. So like brands weren't doing that before I sort of like started sort of doing these projects. So I'm very lucky to have gotten to do a lot of it.
Very cool. So this is the most recent project that you've done, or like?
So this was sort of through the last year. We filmed this last winter, and so this is like sort of like it's like a new project.
It's like dropping soon.
Yeah,
right?
dropping soon.
That's
Do
you
we know
skiing?
the date?
Yeah, that's me skiing.
Damn, dude.
Doing a manual on that
Bonking.
thing? Yeah.
I'm sort of manualing. It's like a ski manual.
Yeah,
That was really actually. You can see the fear on my face. Actually,
Am I gonna make this?
yeah, like because I was like, I don't know how this works. Yeah, sort of.
But
like
it's cool to
tail
like
bonking.
see your products and everything like in a snow, you know, a
Oh, it was so
version
fun. We
like
made
that.
this
Yeah,
big
yeah.
thing. It was so fun. It's like, it's so rewarding. I mean, my
Right.
job is really fun.
So cool.
But yeah, that's just me holding it up. Like
Yeah.
these were all like, it's sort of great. Like some of these are like iPhone photos and some are
Oh, really?
like
Oh,
professional
that's
photos.
sick.
And like, we just wrote on this board, like as a joke,
Oh.
like because we had these boards for this scene in the film. But yeah, like, and then it becomes like a
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, we're having an event. So we're having two events, like one in New York on November 12th, and then one at actually my studio on November 20th. And so it's called Snow Drifters, but it's like this thing of like getting it revolves around, it's basically like, it's like a Gentum stick snowboards, like sort of like a pop-up, but like we sort of expanded it. So we did it last year in New York, and it was just this, it's like a really interesting way to like get a bunch of like small brands together and have an event. So like people who are like sort of landlocked in the city can like, but love snow sports, can like get together and you see a bunch of like cool, unusual brands, and then like just like meet other people. So it's like just a little like,
It's like a
event.
get together.
It's like a get together
nice little,
of like snow people.
Yeah, okay. I
And then
like
we're
that. I
doing
like
it.
that.
We're doing it. So we're doing it the same. It's a little expanded.
Okay.
At Pilgrim in New York, at Pilgrim Surf, and then also I'm turning my painting studio into a ski shop, which is acid snow ski and sport.
Okay.
So like building up my painting studio, and for like 3 days, it's going to be like a ski shop.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Like a little pop up.
Yeah, like a pop-up. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. Acid snow and
So be able to buy
skis.
snow product there, like snowboards or skis. Or
So there's going to be Gentum 6 snowboards and Wagner skis. So like Gentum 6 are like this sort of very beautiful Japanese snowboard brand that's very hard to get. And then Wagner skis are like made in Telluride, like handmade skis. And then like a bunch of like small like friends who make bags. Like it's all sort of stuff that's like, it's like unlike like skateboarding is pretty good at not being totally colonized by corporate interests, and skiing and snowboarding are like, they've just been decimated by just giant brands. Like there's no like the independent ski world. It's very hard. I mean, literally to go skiing, you have to buy a $200 lift ticket unless you're backcountry skiing. Right. So it's like a very difficult to keep like the heart of something. Like I love skiing, so it's like, it's sad. Like it's like young people aren't taking it up. It's too expensive, and it's also, it's just full of, it's lost a lot of vibe.
Okay.
And it's only like, I know how to navigate that world because like I've been doing it forever. So I know like, oh, this is like an interesting brand and I'll go backcountry skiing, or like I know, but like if you're just sort of new to it, it's very hard.
I can imagine.
So like the event is sort of about like, oh, like here's, you know, we're having like people like that they do like a backcountry skiing race in Los Angeles, like up in the Angeles Crest.
Sure.
It's called Dust to Crust. So they're going to do like a slideshow and then do like a morning, like sort of event at the studio. So like, it's sort of like about like, trying to,
it's creating awareness for these smaller brands.
Yeah, creating awareness for smaller brands and like creating a sort of vibe that people can sort of maybe have a new take on snow sports.
Where can somebody go if they're interested in this to like find out more information and dates and all that stuff?
That's a good question.
Okay.
You know, you just have to like
just Google it, navigate the Google.
I don't think it's ungoogleable at this point.
Right.
I guess you could go on my Instagram. I mean, you know, like so it's at McFetridge, and I'm gonna announce like I'm gonna like do a save the date.
Okay.
But I mean, it's like a delicate thing because it's like in a few weeks. But I'm not sure when this is gonna air. But
I can tell you the date it's gonna air right now.
November 10th.
Let me see.
Oh, so right before New York.
That might be actually pretty good,
Yeah.
timing wise.
Kelly is correct. Just November 10th.
December 10th. Okay.
Did I say December? I said
So
November.
you said December 1st. Didn't
November.
Yeah.
December 10th, 2027.
Okay,
This
great.
one's coming out.
Yeah, so people could go on my Instagram and I'll do like, there'll be like a save the date and then announcements for both events. And,
Okay.
RSVPs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shop, like in LA, the shop's gonna be open for a full weekend. There's gonna be a number of events.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And here's some more of your art on your Instagram, dude.
There's some art.
Is this your studio?
Yeah. So
Sick.
that's the room that's becoming the
snowboard shop.
The snowboard shop for a weekend.
Very cool.
Have you designed any skis, like ski graphics?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Is that what I mean?
Name
that's-
something, you know, like let's just play a game.
Okay.
I did a project for K2.
That's
Okay,
like a
yep.
skinny canvas to work on, I guess.
Yeah, it's not the ideal canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But you-
doing snowboards, like I started doing snowboards and it's just the worst shape to do. For me, like I don't.
Snowboards?
Snowboards, yeah. Skis are like worse. But with skis, you almost have a way out because you're just like, okay.
Well, you could be artistic in
so
a way of
narrow.
like separating it and putting them together, I guess. I don't
but
I don't
a
know.
lot of times they don't want to print two graphics. Like both skis will be the same.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you like making skateboard graphics the most.
Skateboard's a nice shape. It's like
feel
Panavision.
Yes.
like the equivalent would be like a skateboard wheel. Doing a
Oh,
graphic
God,
on a
yeah.
skateboard wheel.
Such a
It's like
bummer.
you have this little, area to work with, and there's a hole in the center.
Yeah, the more you do, the worse it gets. Like you gotta just be like, yeah, here's my design. It's just like it's black, or like it's just
That
like
is funny,
one
dude.
tiny dot.
That is the one thing I've always done is like, oh, cool graphic, turn it around and fucking
Always turn it around.
Yeah.
Or then they'll do graphics on both sides. You're like, how am I supposed to turn these things around?
I can't.
Right.
It's the worst. Yeah.
These are skis you did?
Those are the
Okay.
skis I did.
Two
Wow, you're
different
quick
things, though.
on them.
Look, two different.
Yeah. And that was, they were like, oh.
a little sketchy.
special
But
project.
see, that's like overdone. It's like too much.
Yeah,
Look, I
okay.
did too much.
Looks
Oh, but
nice,
that's
though.
good. The bottom is good.
That
Don't
is
follow
actually-
me. I don't know
That's
my way
a good
back.
one. Yeah, and then you got a little graphics. That's sick.
How about your skis? Pretty expensive.
Good question.
The skis for the event?
Just
In
you know,
general.
if I was,
If you were gonna buy skis?
yeah.
Well, I mean, skis, you got to buy like bindings, boots, and
God.
skis. It's a problem with skiing. So, like, skis might be like they vary. I mean, the key is buying used stuff.
Oh,
if you want
okay.
skis. That's the,
If you want to save a little money.
yeah, like you get the size you want. Figure out your size and then just buy it used. Because skis last forever.
Yeah.
If
Would-
you take care of them.
Would you, if I was to buy brand new like bindings, boots, and it was like $1,500?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll say
boots
that.
are going to be like $300.
Yeah.
I don't really know. But like, and then, I mean, I also buy really expensive stuff. So, like,
You don't get hooked up?
no, I get hooked up for skis, but like bindings, like I telemark ski, which is like this weird version of skiing. So I just have to buy
Oh, okay.
bindings.
Yeah.
Yeah. That are like $600 for the bindings. But so that's unusual. But yeah, $1,500, you could get like a full rig. You need poles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not doing a good job of selling skiing. To the
No,
world.
I mean, I used to
like-
ski when I was a kid. I used to ski when I was a kid. I just, we just had Chris Grenier on the show. He does like the Bomb Hole podcast.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I always tripped out that later on I started to see like there were, like they could go backwards. Do you go backwards at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks pretty insane, actually.
Well, the thing I will say about skiing, since you've maybe seen, like ski technology has gotten really good. So skiing's a lot easier now. But skiing's like a great like adult sport, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like the Prince of Wales skis, you know?
Well,
It's very
what,
posh.
didn't we
It's
talk
kinda
about
posh.
that with
But
it?
it's also like sort of nice.
But there's
like, it's
also
like,
street skiers.
yes, but
Do
like
the crazy
back
shit,
to like
yeah.
like what skiing should be is like it should be like hiking. Like skiing should be about being outside,
Right.
breathing cool air, like seeing the mountains. Like that should be like skiing. Shouldn't have to be like black diamonds.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
steep
yep,
runs.
moguls.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like a reason to go to the mountains. Like organize with your friends. Like do a trip. Like meet your friends in the mountains and just like walk around in the mountains on skis. And that's like, I think that's like, it's just like appreciation. And that's like the problem with like the infrastructure around things, or like the corporatization of things.
Right.
Is that it does take you away from maybe like some of the like the pure aspects of, you know, of stuff. Like you can appreciate skateboarding just for skateboarding.
Right.
100%. Yeah. Well, dude, congrats, dude, on that. And I mean, not only that, but I mean, everything you've done. And but the Sun Bum thing is cool, dude. Man, it seems like they gave you free reign to kind of just go with it, which is amazing to me.
But also seems rare in that sense, unless you have a really like a cool connection and tie with that brand. Like that's what it seems like. They'll let you take reign.
Yeah.
you know?
No, it's like if I had my own brand.
Right.
They like, yeah, no, it feels really lucky. And and it's really exciting to see how it goes out in the world. I mean, we'll see.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah.
I know that it comes out around the time that your episode comes out. Do you know the date actually that this whole Sun
like
Bum drops?
It sort of drops. I mean, it's like, so the event in New York's on the 12th, so a couple days from now.
Okay. The 12th.
Yeah. So, and it's gonna be in like select shops. Like we tried to do it mainly like mom and pops and like local
Gotcha.
shops.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and I think online, but yeah, there's like merch and
Yeah.
product and
Dude, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
They sent us some stuff. I'm going to use it because SPF 50. I need that.
Yeah.
I got a very delicate skin.
no, and it's like really good sunscreen.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
like
a good product.
Wait, so it's face stick koozie? What is this?
So
Like-
that's the
that's
thing
the
you carry it
koozie.
on with.
Yeah, like we
a
invented
koozie.
like a koozie that like, oh, that's the face stick.
oh, so you use this
But
Rub it
then
on
you
your
can
face.
put it in
sunscreen
the
on
koozie.
your face.
Yeah, sunscreen on your face.
But what you opened, you kind of blew it because it's. I just like put the. It's like a prop, you know. The koozies what's hanging up over here behind Geoff.
No. Yeah. It says face stick.
I know,
koozie.
but I put the thing in there to have something in it.
Oh,
what comes in that box is I mixed it up.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
I did not know that.
I mixed it up because the koozie that was in there I put here.
Okay.
And
everyone's going to be wearing these. I mean, it's going to be like,
dude, I could see that fashion in 2027, man. 2026.
I don't think it makes it until now. Yeah, so it's like neoprene, and it like holds your sunscreen. Because the most important thing about sunscreen is like you gotta like put it on, reapply.
Right.
Like
people are. I mean, I feel like people just put it on once and they're like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to do that the whole day.
Yeah, and you can put it on your backpack. You know?
Plus, the thing with the mountain stuff, you get the reflection, right, of the white on your face, and you get burned easily.
Yeah,
you don't even realize it's happening.
Right.
No, that's the problem. Like, it's like you're mostly okay, but like when you burn your nose skiing, it's like real. Like it'll be really bad. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten like raccoon eye, like you gotten sunburn around your goggles?
But I mean, the idea is also like this is just for like just mountain everything. So it's like winter sports, but also like running, fishing, all that stuff where you're like I think like we have been trained now when we go to the beach. Like you're like, I'm not going to the beach and I'm wearing sunscreen. Like I don't wear sunscreen at time, but at the beach for sure.
Right.
And I think it's like I mean for me it's like just a bit of a reminder. Like that.
I love it, dude. Congrats on all that, man. It's great stuff, dude. And the packaging's great. The graphics are superb. How long does something like that take to put together?
I mean, we started it like a year ago.
Damn.
Yeah, because like this is like it's like FDA gets involved, like all the everything has to be approved
for
and
sure.
stuff.
But just the graphics and packaging and figuring out the mountain bum and how you're going to like. I mean, I'm sure you went through all kinds of different iterations of how you want it to look and all kinds
it's a
of
massive
stuff.
Like I'll look and I have like like you open a folder on your computer and it'll be like and that's very common. A stack of drawings that's like a big stack of drawings and stuff.
And plus, not only that, you have to work on that for the whole year, but you have other things going on as well.
Yes.
So you're kind of juggling your world, your studio life, other projects, different things.
No, I've had like 3 painting shows in the time of Mountain Bum. So it's like I'll be like working on a show or traveling or something, and then it's like Mountain Bum, like you hear in there. But I think that to me is like really fun. It's like this, like you using both sides of your brain.
Also, I got to say, man, taking a break from stuff is very important, dude. Even from skating, man. You take a week or 2 off from skating. Sometimes you come back and you're just like on fire.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think that thing of like, regiment of like, I skate every day or like 9 to 5 work. And I think like I'm sort of a 9 to 5 work guy, but like every day at my studio is different.
Yeah.
So like I don't value things differently. Like it's not like I will spend a day like just drawing or like it'll be working on projects. And I think that keeping that diversity is really important.
Dude, totally.
Yeah.
Dude.
And skating is really like that. I mean, I think you skate too much. When you get sort of bored with your own tricks and stuff, like that's pretty awful.
Yeah, you can get burnt for sure.
Yeah, you can get burnt.
But there's something about just like coming back with a fresh body, fresh mind, fresh everything. It's like, wow, okay, I feel like I want to do this.
Yeah.
Or like I'm fiending to do this.
Yes.
No,
and then when I finish like an art show, like I'm super psyched when somebody calls and it's like a project, and it'll be, it can be, I do tons of stuff that's like almost like for free levels. Like I do tiny,
We'd
like
love
I'll
to work
do
with you, man.
Yeah, that's the type of thing I do. Yeah, exactly. But it is like, it's like there's a lot of people who need like a t-shirt,
right?
Or like, I mean, it's a lot of stuff like for semi-charities or something. Nine Club is like a charity.
Oh,
right?
no, for sure. 100%.
But yeah, like, but then that stuff isn't a burden because I've just come off of doing you know, an art show or something where I'm sort of like over myself, you know, like it's like, I'm like, you know, it's like sort of like taxing.
Well, it's nice to hear that too, because I think in the skateboarding world, and I don't know everything about the graphic side of it, but I feel like there's not that much money in making skateboard graphics, being like doing one-offs for companies or whatever. You're not getting like thousands of dollars and you're going to go, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like, you know, we're still a homegrown industry, and you know, we're not doing the best right now, but so it's rad to hear you say that, like, hey dude, like I just probably just want to work with the people I want to work with and do fun stuff, and sometimes the money's not always like what it's all about, right? I mean, you should get paid for your work, right? But you know,
I think like I mean, I've been lucky that I'm not like highly motivated, but like it doesn't bother me. It's not that I'm not motivated by money. It's like more like it doesn't bother me if I'm doing something like I'll spend the same amount of time on something I'm getting paid very little for as something that maybe I'm getting paid a lot for.
Right.
And that's like, but I think that has more to do with like, because the source is like, I'm sort of like only take projects that I can invest in, you know, like that, like, so it's like it's like sort of like this, if you're using the same source material.
Right.
And I think that, that helps for when you're doing stuff and it's maybe doesn't pay great, because it is true, like budgets haven't changed in skateboarding. Like t-shirts, like I get paid the same as when I was like a kid as I do them now, and I think that like I don't know if if I was starting out now, that could be hard. The world is an expensive place. Like Los Angeles is expensive, but you're also old. Like I feel like
like we all start off young.
Yeah.
And we had Ryan Lay on the show. We talk about money all the time on the show, but it's also like, you know, when you're 20 getting paid $1,500, that's not bad. Right. Yeah. But when you're 30 or 40 getting paid $1,500, that's not the best.
Yeah. I listened to that. Yeah, I listened to that part, and it's very much like there's a lot of parallels of being a pro and being an artist or a designer, because you're sort of like, you're an independent contractor and you're sort of responsible. You're sort of like making these decisions for yourself of like what direction. Yeah. But you also have a lot of exposure. So like his example of like that, his exposure, like getting on sci-fi and how that took a turn in his career. Yeah. And I think that's like me. Like, so it's like, I was like borrowing money from my now wife, who worked in a cafe when I was working for Grand Royal. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I was living on like $1,500 a year.
Did you pay her back?
No, I never paid her back. Yeah. No, she brings it up. She's like, you used to borrow money from me. But love that. But like then, but then the minute you can say like, I work for the Beastie Boys, whatever, then it's like it's like I started just getting calls from people because they would find a way to reach out to me or something. Right. So it's like, it's not to say like, you know, I think people use like exposure as like a scam to get people to do stuff for free. And I wouldn't say that I was doing any of these projects for exposure. I was like working in my world. Right. So like this was within my sphere. And I think that's like the key is like, do stuff for your friends. And their friends have, you know, their friends or their parents, or like be effective in your own small world, and then it's like the onion skin, and it will apply outside, and there's going to be someone right on the edge of your world who owns a Bitcoin company. But that is a vape company. But that is we need a blueberry vape. No, but that's the most truest thing is like in our world, everybody kind of moves around and you don't know who's either going to be your boss one day or, you know, or just have those opportunities for you. Yeah. Like, you know, or just be like a rad person that's inspiring to be around. Like, it's like all of those things, it's all real, you know, like all those connections, like the stuff you sense, like, oh, like Ryan Lay seems like a cool guy. Yeah. You know, like, it's like and that just is gonna, that's the currency that really travels beyond your athletics, beyond your performance. Right. And it's like, it's really important. Oh, 100%. You know? And it really works. Oh, so that you can do $1,000 t-shirts for hundreds of people, you know? Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great, dude. I've had a great time. I've learned a lot of stuff. I think it's fascinating just learning how because different artists work differently too, you know? So it's interesting to hear different perspectives of it. And even just like a company like Sun Bum just being like, dude, like here, open, do whatever, you know, and we'll make it. It's pretty awesome. You know?
It's a pretty closed world. Like I don't know how other companies do it, but the benefit of me, like I get to work with tons of companies,
right?
Like because like I've been doing it for so long, and it's like they vary. So the Sun Bum's like actually a particularly cool company. Yeah, you know, they're open to stuff.
Was there anybody over there that knew you, like that had access to you to make this happen, or was it just like off random?
Yeah, no, they were all people. Like I think there were people from Vans, and then I had done a bunch of work for Patagonia. Okay, and that was like for their surf line. So there's like a lot of surf. I've done a lot of stuff in surf. So it's like you sort of like, again, it's like working in my world. So like I've been involved in surfing for a long time, and so like working in surf on small projects. But like in a small world, like you do a small project or a big project, like the Patagonia project's pretty big. Like it's just enough people are going to see that. Right. And,
but also they're in the boardroom, you know, like coming up with these ideas, and somebody's like, I got the perfect guy.
Right. Yeah. Or
Geoff is so good. And then maybe somebody else has another person that they want to like do, and they kind of go through the motions. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing like, and then they go with you know? Yeah. Yeah. Do you give them like your fee, or like how much you get paid?
Yeah, let's get into it. This is like great for the young graphic designers that they're like, but then how does he get paid? No, and then that is true. They don't really know, as much as they don't know the project, they also don't necessarily know how much to pay you.
Right.
So that's like, so you have to figure that out with experience too. Like, cause you can be like, I want X.
Right.
And they're like, sure. And then you know you didn't ask enough.
Yes.
You gotta be, the perfect response is like, like you say like, I want it. And they're like, well, let's get back to you. If they just go like, okay, later, right, which happens like a lot, then you know like, oh, they wanted this for like.
And that's kind of a shame too, that they later, you know, not them, but the people like, you know, I mean, I think everything is negotiable at a certain degree, right?
Yes.
Not, I mean, within close proximity, not like hey, I want 10 grand, but how about $200?
But there's nothing like this world of art and design where like people, like full adult companies will be like, we want it for $5,000, and you ask for 50.
Right.
And that absolutely happens. And that it's like unheard of. Like, like in my mind, I'm like,
we're so far.
How can you? How would I do that for $5,000?
Right.
Like, how would I do this? But in their mind, they're like, oh well, you should be psyched to do this.
Right.
Yeah. For our company.
Like, yeah, because we're a great, and often they're great companies that have a great reputation with a great product. Yeah. And so they're sort of right, but then it just.
But you break down time.
No, but
energy.
But there's no parallel to, like, it's like a plumber. You don't go like, look, my house is sick, right? Like, so you'll do my plumbing for free,
right?
Right? Like, like plumbers are just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to crawl around in the dirt to do your plumbing. And I think like a lot of it's a
great
strange
example for sure.
That was red.
Right.
Man, like, hold on, you're $100 million company, dude. Like, is that a lot?
And I think that, but also I think that you can't think like that.
Of course.
Because
and say it out loud.
Yeah, because like when people say to me like, well, you know, the CEO of that company makes $500 million. Like, and you can't like, it's not exactly the parallel, but I think figuring out your value for like young designers is important. And I think that like you do have to find a good medium.
I think it's a kind of ups. You're going to get lowballed. You're going to get highballed. Yes. It's kind of
don't be insulted, but also don't undervalue yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because like, how long is a project actually? They want to pay you $5,000, but that project's going to take me X amount of hours, and now that $5,000 turns into like I just worked for $3 an hour.
Yeah.
It took me 8 months.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like now you're like, what? How's that even make like a normal person couldn't even survive off of that?
No, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, this has been incredible, dude. Thank you so much for coming by and sharing your stories and all the graphics you've done. And the journey is ongoing. Yeah, dude. Can we give you some 9 Club stuff to take home?
Yeah, totally.
Dude, Kelly, we do the honors,
course.
dude. We got a bunch of Sun Bum stuff to give you. Gonna give you some screen hats.
You haven't
We
popped that up on eBay yet?
We got a
No.
bunch of stuff, dude, for you. No, it's super interesting. I think as I get older, I'm more interested in the inner workings of. We were talking about it before the show. It's like, sometimes. I don't know if maybe 16-year-olds right now are interested in the inner workings of artists and art projects and skateboard boards and all that stuff. But then when they get older, right, maybe they're interested in it. And these episodes will be around forever for people to like go back and watch and, because I think it's fascinating, dude.
No, I do think it's like, I think there aren't really historians for skateboarding.
Sure.
And you guys are handling a lot of that. But there also isn't for... like in the world of design and graphics, there isn't really, it's very hodgepodge. There are, but very few people like writing about it or like sort of like compiling knowledge and like how things get done, how things got done. And like, it's all very sort of behind.
Yeah. They're like podcasts, like graphic design podcasts out there. Like,
yeah, there are, but it's like, it's hard because like, I think you guys draw a lot of attention because a lot of the people are like sort of known. So like there's like known,
but it's also in our world though.
Yeah,
like you did you did the most iconic graphics for Mouse and this and that, which skateboarders think is interesting. You know? Or at least I hope
hopefully.
they do. I think they do.
I think some will, but then some won't.
Some don't. Yeah, some do, some don't. Yeah. But I think overall it's important to talk about it. And dude, there's so many unsung heroes.
Yes,
that's a point.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and I think it's. Yeah, I think of it as like micro history, that in all cultures, like, I love, like surf culture, like all these cultures that have like these, it's like tiny, and it's like all Stesic, basically. Everything comes back to Stesic. Yeah. But it is like all like, who knew someone and this happened, and because that person went to jail, the graphic changed, and this graphic, all these things that happen that are like, it's... it's just sort of esoteric, but it's like how culture moves. Like things that become important to us, like happen by chance. And,
right.
I think it's really...
It's great, dude. It's great, man.
People do it for music.
Yeah, and there's people out there maybe that are watching this that are like 20, 18 years old that are graphic designers that don't even know how to start or where to start or what to do or anything. So.
I sort of always default that when I talk about myself, I'm always thinking like, oh, what would have I wanted to hear when I was young?
Interesting.
When you sort of are craving information, you're motivated. Like I was super motivated, but I didn't even know what anything was. I didn't know what graphic design was. I didn't know how to have a job.
Sure.
And I think that, like when you're sort of craving information and you want to know how stuff is done and can I do it myself? Right. But, and young people will do it better than I did it. Like I think I was early on, I was first to a lot of stuff, which is great. Like I had a lot of opportunities, but I do think that it's like the next will be better. For sure. Collabs are better now. Like it's I think there's better culture being made that's more savvy. It's funnier. It's more specific to the people's worlds. Like I think there's like good stuff happening, but it's not, it's very different than in our time.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
Which
wasn't that too long ago. Wasn't that long ago? No.
Is there a dream collab that you're thinking of?
I don't know, man. I've done so many like dream collabs. I feel pretty lucky. But, yeah. I think, right. Yeah.
Nike.
This is probably the best collab he's ever
done.
This
the nightclub. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. He's trying to set you up, man. Yeah. You didn't even knock it down.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, thank you so much for coming on the show. Fascinating stuff. Very interesting. I loved every minute of it. We got some parting gifts for you.
Wow, you have like good stuff.
Dude, we got great stuff, dude. We only work with the best companies.
This is like the not like...
We only work with the best. You know what I'm saying?
This is like the Yetis, best. Like actual Yetis, not like
we'll get to
pretend
this, dude.
ones.
This is like legit, dude. This is Richardson, one of the best hat brands out there. They make the best hats, best fitting hats. They're going to fit your head perfectly. They make our 9 Club hats right here. This is so beautiful.
Crispy.
That's a beautiful hat right here. We also work closely with Skull Candy. These are the headphones we've been wearing this whole time, and they give us product to gift to our guests, and this one is the Dime Evo. This is, you could put it on your belt loop. You could take calls with this. This is a chargeable little portable earbuds for you. That's that right there on the.
I don't
plane
own
rides.
earbuds.
Oh, there you
this
go.
is
There
like
you go.
major. Yeah.
Perfect, dude.
Maybe you could do a collab with him.
Yeah, I could probably.
There you go. Yeah.
What's up?
Haven't done that yet.
Yes, and we were talking about the Yeti. These are great partners of us as well. And I don't know if you're a tea or coffee guy. This fits in your cup holder. It'll keep your coffee or tea or just any hot or beverage, even cold beverage for that matter. But this thing is like...
No, Yeti's
Does its job.
And it's dishwasher safe, which a lot of the tumblers and a lot of the metal stuff out there is not dishwasher safe.
I know. I have
believe it
ones
or
and the
not.
whole paint comes off them.
Yes.
Which is sketch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
The Yeti,
this
no.
is dishwasher safe.
Yeah.
Put
That's
this
a
in the
no-no.
dishwasher, let that thing ride.
I feel like though Yeti would still tell me, hand wash.
No.
They don't?
No, dishwasher safe. Let that thing ride.
I do want to
screw
do a
it, screw it,
Yeti,
screw it.
Yeti collab.
Yeah, there you go. You can do all the
That's
collabs from
beautiful,
here.
man. Yeah, dude. This is the 9 Club T-shirt. This is our college. Take a look at all the logos we've done. Like this logo I did. I did the circle
Chris,
logo.
Like that's the
I'm gonna-
day one logo.
day one.
one.
Yeah, this is the
Nice.
logo we started with.
Mike Mo hit me up the other day. He's like, "Hey, where did he win? The Greek Theater.
What's
Have
that? What about?
There's a logo of the Greek Theater, and it looks exactly like that."
Yeah, they stole our shit. I'm saying, who are these people?
Greek's always been like that,
everybody's biting our shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Everybody's
like a
biting our
tribute
shit,
though. It's like a
man.
logo. It's
Yeah.
like it's a tip of the hat.
I
right?
have seen other.
Yeah.
I have seen logos that are close to ours.
Oh,
but,
okay, okay.
No,
Lil nod.
I didn't.
Lil nod.
This is straight off the dome, man. 9 Club T-shirt. This is our college font, right here. This for you. Also, here's a budget or buttery. I know you probably, well, listen, never say never, but we offer photo incentive for the cover of Thrasher, but cover of any, graphic design magazine or something like that.
Really
$20 photo incentive.
$20
Yeah.
that you pay out.
You got to do it the old school way. Xerox copy the
Yeah, and mail
and
it
then
in.
mail
Oh, you
in.
can fax it too.
We'll fax it.
You can-
Yeah,
you're
you
good
can
at
fax
that.
Still got a fax number here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But point is, we do photo incentives.
That is sick.
Also, we not only sponsor skaters, we sponsor team managers, we sponsor photographers, filmers, graphic designers, artists. You're on the team, man. We got 9 Club nuts and bolts.
Welcome to the
I
team.
mean, that's like such a hookup.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, you only get 2 packs per year, so 6 months.
I
6
mean,
months.
sadly, I think that'll do me.
You could
That'll
come
work.
back
That'll work.
October 26, 2026 for
I can
another
just roll
package.
up and ring
Roll
the
it up.
doorbell.
Roll up.
Be like, I need bolts.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so nice.
Oh, look at this.
Are
bull-
and
look
they're
at
not
this,
the weird hex thing.
Look
are
at
they?
this bullshit.
Oh, no.
man.
Yeah.
Theater. Oh, look at
Bullshit
that.
right here. Unbelievable.
You really didn't know that?
How did they do this?
How would I know that?
I don't know. Chris or
Do I
Mike Mo was
follow?
like,
I follow the Greek theme.
I have
that-
no
you looked
idea.
that up, dude.
Mo
I
hit me up,
wonder-
was like, did Chris just bite this? Because I'm just here
How
right
did
That
he
is
not
so
think that
funny with
they
the
bit
orange.
me?
Greek theater's been around for quite some time.
No, but they could have changed their logo.
It's true.
They do rebrands all the time.
It's
You know
very
how
true.
well that goes.
I saw the 9 Club.
It doesn't work
Cracker
sometimes.
I mean, that's amazing.
That's some bullshit. That makes me mad, dude. I should invoice them.
Yeah, you should do that. Cease and desist.
Yeah, we could. we could. That's some bullshit. Anyway, don't want to take away from you. Thank you so much for coming by.
Yes.
Doors always open. Come by anytime, dude. We'd love to have you back on in the future and talk some more shop with you, dude.
Well, I was super honored to be here. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
the
It was
honor
fun.
was all
Yeah.
ours.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.